Back on Tiger pregame and joined now by the head coach of the Tigers, Ted Brown, coming off a loss to Chapman and getting set for week 2 of district play on homecoming Friday night against the Smoky Valley Vikings. Coach, I thought last week from outside looking in, I don't get a chance to see these guys day in and day out and how they work and what they're working toward, but I felt Friday night was the best football you guys have played this season.
Yeah. I feel the same. We're getting better. We're making strides, and I mean, that's the goal, you know. Obviously, you want to win games, but the main objective is to get better every week, and I feel like we are doing that.
I think I can say that, and it puts a real positive light on things considering you were shorthanded. I mean, you're without your starting quarterback, also your starting safety. You've got guys going down during the game, Keegan McDonald, Dawson Humphrey go down. I mean, you're battling a lot of situations where people have to step into new locations. With all that said, on a very short turnaround, maybe just on the trip to the sideline turnaround, your guys did step up and make plays, and including freshmen through seniors.
Yeah, and those are 3 guys that we think are really good players, that we really count on. So it's not just losing some fill-in guys. We're losing 3 main players that we're counting on that are starting both ways. All 3 of those guys are 2-way starters, so it's not like losing 3 players. It's really like losing 6 players. And we had to turn to some really young guys, and that playing time and that playing experience is really going to come in handy for them, you know, hopefully this week.
Talk about Blake Frederick stepping in, a sophomore quarterback. He knows the varsity football field at this point of the season, but not as your starting quarterback. I thought he handled things pretty well.
Yeah, he did. You know, he did really well. Blake has a lot of ability, and I really believe in him, and I think he's going to be great. You know, but I wasn't ready for him to be great this early. But you know, it had to be what it was. And as a defensive coach, I was kind of sad because that means we lost him as a corner. You know, and so that's just another ripple effect of Cooper being out. Is we didn't just lose, you know, him on a quarterback and free safety. We also lost Blake, who's been one of our better corners all year, and so that was also kind of tough.
You guys, right in the game, you don't get the score at the end of the half. That was kind of a downer, but you're playing a team that's getting state rankings, undefeated coming in, cream of the crop in the league. Second half, they come out and kind of take advantage of guys stepping into positions, and they had that 7-minute long drive that it didn't put the game away. It just set a tone, it seemed like, for the second half.
Yeah, they took note at halftime of the young kids being in. They went back and they looked, and they definitely kind of attacked those kids. But yeah, they're a good team. They're really physical, and we knew that we had to match that physicality coming in. Yeah, and we did a good job except for that one drive on defense. And then on offense, we're just going to have to finish better. You know, we're getting right there to the doorstep, and then it seems like we just shoot ourselves in the foot, whether it be a penalty, usually 5 penalty, and we just have to eliminate those and our errors, and we cannot afford those.
You take on Smoky Valley this week. Is the confidence level of the guys, is it going up? And some listening may think, well, they haven't won a game. But they have played better the last 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, the kids know they're getting better, you know, and we're preaching that, and they can feel it. You can see it. It's not like I'm selling them snake oil. They look at the film and they see they're getting better, and they see the things that we're working on, like the tackling. It's just getting better, and it just takes reps. You know, it takes reps, it takes practice reps, and then it takes game reps as well. So I feel like they while we are 0-4, they feel as confident as an 0-4 team could be. I'll put it like that.
How about Smoky Valley? What concerns you most about them? Their speed, I'm guessing?
Yeah, the Lambert kid is really fast. The fastest kid that we're going to see all year by his track numbers. Really, really impressive. They're really, really well coached. That's one thing that stands out. I mean, they're where they need to be. Assignment sound, really, really solid technique. They are not going to beat themselves. And so that makes things tough. You're going to have to go out and you're going to have to take it from them, and they're not going to give you a lot of chances to take advantage of any of their mistakes. So that's one thing a couple things stand out for them. Their running back is really fast, and they're big and physical, and very well coached.
Tigers taking steps in a good direction. We'll hope to see that trend continue on this Football Friday. Coach, as always, we appreciate it. Go get them tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Back with more on Tiger football in just a moment.
Many seed companies claim to offer the latest genetics, but how many have tested those genetics in soils just like yours? The Oldie Seed Know to Grow research program has fully tested the latest seed genetics in soils that are right in your neighborhood. The Oldie Seed Know to Grow program can recommend the best performing hybrids from technologies like Enlist, Extend, and Liberty Link that will optimize the yield and profit of every acre on your farm. Contact Oldie Seed today.
Are you in need of physical, occupational, or speech therapy? At Clay County Medical Center, we have board-certified, highly trained medical providers to meet those needs. When you visit, we'll complete an evaluation and develop a customized treatment plan for you. Illness or injury, we can help make your life more active and enjoyable. We are certified in LSVT Big, LSVT Loud, and will soon be ASTEM certified for advanced soft tissue therapy. Clay County Medical Center, our family caring for yours.
Agriculture. Our country was built on it. Our children are fed by it. No one quite understands the unique needs of the farmer like United Bank and Trust. Whether you raise crops or livestock, you need the right equipment at the right time. Our ag loans can help you acquire and maintain that equipment when and where you need it. Contact one of our experienced ag lenders today. United Bank and Trust. Banking for your way of life. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
It's the start of another school year, which means taking stock of your kids' growth. Do they need bigger clothes, bigger backpacks, bigger internet speeds? Help equip them for success with the speed they need. Switch to Twin Valley Pulse today to keep up with your growing family and increased need for speed. Call 800-515-3311 now to get your first 2 months free. Service availability and speed will depend on location. Some restrictions apply. Call for details.
Center Tiger Football on KCLY is brought to you in part by Midwest Regional Agency Jim Dearman Agent, by Wilbur Ellis, Hometown Lumber and Hardware of Marysville, Twin Valley, Subway at Play Center, Patterson Health Mart Pharmacy and Radio Shack, by United Bank and Trust, State Farm Insurance Dave Wargerding Agent, by Oldie Seed Farms, and Robbins Motor Company.
Back once again, we bring you to the Den as pregame continues, leading up to kickoff just about 4 minutes away from right now on a homecoming football Friday. Rocky Downing along with our studio engineer, Bernie Fancella. We have Randy Chet Carlson, Zach Z-Dog Elzinga along in the booth once again as we get set for what is week number 5 of the season, week number 2 of district play. It's a new season when the postseason rolls around. We talk about it each and every year, regardless of the side of the ledger you stand on, Chet. This year, for the Tigers, they played their best game in week number 4 and week number 1 of the postseason. They hope to continue in that direction tonight.
I would agree completely. We played our best game last week, and we played the best competition we have faced against last week as well. You know, so that's a good combination as that comes together. You know, we're young. We've been talking about that all year. We're young, inexperienced. We get a little bit younger tonight, right, you know, in several positions. But with all that said, I do like what happened last week.
The injury front for the Tigers is one that you just have to talk about at this point. Keegan McDonald is out. He will not be suited tonight. Dawson Humphrey is out, not suited. Cam Osborne is out for the remainder of the season. That is a huge loss. A senior that stepped up and was really coming into his own, that Cam Slam out there. The Tigers do get Cooper Glavin back tonight, right? Quarterback, earlier than expected, so you'd also get some people back in different positions. Now, you got to fill in for the 3 I just mentioned not playing, but Cooper does open up the defense. You talked about Blake Frederick before.
Well, I think he's our best tackler. We have some key players on defense, a number of people out there that do a really good job. But Blake is our most sure-handed tackler. I would put my money on him every time over above everybody else. We have not had him on defense for the last 1.5 games because of the injury to Cooper Glavin. Blake stepped in as quarterback. We saved him on defense.
Z, I'll turn to you real quickly. The Tigers, we talk about being a young team, but it's week 5. It's kind of time to quit talking about being inexperienced because you have had 4 football Friday nights at the varsity level. You start to grow up as the season goes along, don't you think?
Just start to grow up, and when you have injuries like that, you just kind of next man up, and you've been practicing all year, and then it's your time to jump in there and get it done.
I agree, and I think the Tigers have that thought in their mind, and they have improved
from game to game. I'm going to throw one more injury out there for everybody. We've mentioned Luke Koppas and his knee before. He is battling and fighting and doing everything he can to stay on the football field. He's starting on offense, won't play much defense. He is in pain, but he is not going to bow down to that pain. That's a senior that's saying, we're 0-4. I ain't leaving this team. I like that.
I do too. I love that. I love that. That's, it's high school. It's high school. It's camaraderie. It's athletics. It's my last year to do this. It's all of those things.
Tigers and Smoky Valley Vikings, a very fast, undefeated 4-0 Smoky Valley Vikings team. Coin toss going on right now. The kickoff will be coming up in just a moment.
With nearly 100 years of proven innovation in specialty chemicals and ingredients, Wilbur Ellis offers custom products and solutions to help you thrive. They work continually to be an indispensable partner in every facet of your agribusiness, from developing a customized program for your specific soil type to supplying the right seed and crop protection products. Wilbur Ellis has you covered. It's time to plan your fall fertilizing program, so contact the agronomy professionals at Wilbur Ellis.
Football Friday night, Clay Center Tigers, Smoky Valley Vikings about to get going. First, let's give you a list of the King and Queen candidates tonight. Keegan Brownell, Dalton Brumfield, Nate Fox, Dylan Swihart. The Queen candidates were Haley Franson, Aaron Hamill, Addie Mullen, and Janae Shivers. And this year's King was given to Dalton Brumfield, and the Queen for 2018, Aaron Hamill. And we say this, I know every year, but those are 8 great quality student athletes and people that were up for the award this year.
Absolutely, and we do say this most years, and it is so true and applicable most years. These 8 kids, they're awesome. They're
involved
amazing
in so many different ways.
You and I have known them for as long as they've been on Earth.
Absolutely, yeah. So congratulations to all the parents and your children who represent Clay Center Community High School in such a great way as those 8 candidates, and congrats again to the King and Queen 2018. The kick is going to go out of bounds. The tasty pastry kickoff by Smoky Valley, a little squib kick, and a smart play by sophomore Sincere Sanders, who let that football go out of bounds rather than scoop it up.
Absolutely. The Tigers won the toss, and lots of times when a team wins the toss, they'll defer. The Tigers said, we want the ball. And so Smoky Valley was kicking off. They did a squib kick out of bounds. Tigers are starting on their own 35.
I'll give you the starting offensive line and unit here in just a moment, but first, Cooper Glavin goes in under center. Our first play about to be run for the Tigers. Logan Mullen is the fullback. In motion starts Dylan Moon. One of the wingbacks to his right side is Jake Ferguson at the wingback. The receiver to the right is Trevin Shirley Kite. Glavin again under center. And they'll keep it. Glavin keeps off the fake to Mullen and takes it out across the 37, maybe the 38-yard line, a gain of 3 on first down. But the Tigers up front, Morgan Siebel starting at center with Keegan McDonald, so sophomore for sophomore up front. Logan McDonald, Tillman Hartner are your guards. The tackles are Luke Koppas and Dalton Brumfield. Tigers split a receiver out wide to the left side. And Glavin goes under center. Now resets. Tanner DeMars, no correction, Ethan Straub, that receiver to the wide left, the wide side of the field. 2nd down 7 after a 3-yard gain on first down by Glavin. Again, Gunny Mullen, the fullback, and it will be given to Mullen this time. He has stood up immediately and maybe gets a yard out of the play. It'll be 3rd down and still long, 3rd and 6, just not much there inside.
No, we took the full play clock that time to figure out what we were going to do, and we snapped that ball with 2 seconds to go on the play clock. You named off 3 starters that are not starting tonight, but they're not seniors. There was one. It was 1 sophomore, 1 junior, 1 senior.
Yeah, Cam Osborne, the lone senior in that group that is not suited for tonight. Kel Hauserman also out, a sophomore for the Tigers. Rolling right is Glavin, pitches late, gets to Moon. Off the field he goes, 45-yard line and out of bounds. Very close to first down yardage. We'll see where they mark him out of bounds. 1st and 10 Tigers on the option pitch from Glavin to Dylan Moon. 1st and 10 Tigers out to their own 46-yard line.
Tigers able to move the chains, and we get the first down because of a very late pitch by Cooper Glavin. He was being tackled when he pitched that ball to Dylan Moon. There was nobody out there on the pitch man. Moon, he was able to get his 10 yards for the first down.
Slot left, Shirley. Wide left, Straub. Glavin under center. Spins, busted play, and he's going to be punched in the backfield and dropped for about a 2 or 3 yard loss. He turned to hand off and nobody was home that time, so he just tucked it and took the punishment. He goes down for about a 2-yard loss, second down 12.
That's like being on an island. I mean, you are out there exposed. You don't have blockers going the right way. You just have to retain the ball and try to retain as much field position as possible. It was only a loss of 2 on that busted play.
Second down 12. Blake Frederick in at a wingback now, along with Ferguson. The fullback is Gunny Mullen. Correction, Dylan Moon now at fullback as Glavin goes under center. And he'll fake it to Moon, keep it to the left side, and a little room to run 50-yard line, break it free to the 40. Still on his feet to the 35-yard line goes Cooper Glavin, and the Tigers will move it inside Smoky Valley's into the field. First down and 10 at the Viking 34-yard line.
Well, that was a great run by Cooper Glavin, and he just refused to go down. He found himself out beyond the linebackers. He was in open field. It was about an 18-yard run. I'll have to see what Zach gives him on that.
And now at running right, optioning is Glavin. He'll keep it and take short yardage. He had Ferguson as a pitch back to his right and just tucked it and took the 2 yards at a little dangerous area with defenders around the football.
Well, he got positive yardage. I shorted him on that last by 5 yards. That was a 23-yard run by Cooper Glavin.
Second down 8 after a 2-yard pickup on first down. Tigers at the Vikings 32-yard line, I should say. Play clock is at 14 seconds. Tigers looking to their coach band. Plays on that wristband they all wear. Here's pitch out left for Blake Frederick. Blocker in front, Jake Ferguson. Frederick outside 30-yard line. He is cut down after he takes it just inside the 30. A gain of 3 brings up third down 5.
We had a good block out there, and we needed just one more. One more block, and Blake Frederick would have been way beyond the first down marker, if not into the end.
He might have been gone. You're right. 8:47. How about this opening drive for the Tigers? Almost 3.5 minutes off the clock. They have it inside the 30-yard line of Smoky Valley, right at the 29. Third down, 5 to go.
Look how deep the Smoky Valley linebackers are.
Glavin has a receiver to both sides, and he will hand off underneath Dylan. Hit once, hit twice, trying to move forward, gets back to the line of scrimmage, and nothing more.
The Smoky Valley linebackers are so far behind their defensive line, there's a big cushion there, and it's like they're right in front of the 2 defensive safeties. I've never seen a cushion like that, but they must be doing some type of read pattern based on the Clay Center play call.
They also have 240, 280, 265, and 210 up front on that 4-man front for Smoky Valley. Might have something to do with it.
Good point.
Fourth down and 5. Tigers at the Smoky Valley 29-yard line.
Look how deep they are.
Now they are just 5 yards off the ball. Back to pass first time is Glavin. Now fires across the middle down toward the end zone to Shirley, and he makes the catch near the goal line. Touchdown Tigers. 2 defenders. Both Trevin Shirley. He just stayed on the pattern. Came down with the foot down. Touchdown. Play Center Tigers. They go up 6-0. Cooper Glavin put it out on a post pattern near the goal line. Shirley was bumped by 2 different players. No flags. Didn't matter. He made the play.
The ball was on the money. It was a great throw. You know, it's a big, big risk when you don't defer when you win the toss. Clay Center marched down and scored.
2-point conversion try now. Glavin pitch out to the right side. This is Ferguson near the goal line, diving forward. 2-point conversion is through. The Tigers have an 8-0 lead on a homecoming football Friday against undefeated Smoky Valley. 8-0, 7:39 to work. We're in the opening quarter in the Den when we come back.
Join our team for competitive pay, home time, health insurance, and other great benefits at TSI Kansas. If you have a Class A CDL and a minimum 2 years over-the-road experience, give Heather a call at 785-632-5183. Drive for a company that treats their employees like family at TSI Kansas Clay Center.
Keeping you moving forward, right on time. Down the line, you can rely on TSI Kansas.
Robbins Motor Company of Manhattan is a proud supporter of Tiger football. It's time for their Ram Power Days. Get to Robbins Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat. Come test drive the all-new 2019 Ram truck, the longest-lasting truck in America, now priced to move with Ram Power Days discounts and 0% for 72 months. Now is the time to buy. See their complete inventory online at robbinsmotors.com or come visit them on West Anderson in Manhattan. Good luck, Tigers.
Cooper Glavin, 30 yards up top to Trevin Shirley, who made a terrific catch in traffic. And now the kickoff by the Tigers by Tanner DeMars, taken at the 25-yard line. The return out to the 35, now to the 37, near the 40, and that's where Smoky Valley will take over the football. But 65-yard drive. Ted, you made a great point. You can gamble when you get the coin toss and take the football, and it paid off for the Tigers.
Well, the safe move is to always defer, and you get the kickoff in the second half, and you go through that whole little game, song, and dance. But when you just step up and say, I won the toss, I want the ball, you better not go 3 and out, and that's exactly what happened. We moved the chains a couple times, threw a big pass up top, touchdown.
Smoky Valley, first possession. Speed is what you have to look for in this team. Here's Lambert right side, and he bounces off a tackle across the midfield stripe. Tim Lambert, he is a all-class state sprinter. In Wichita in May, you're going to see him compared to all the classes when you get the sprint competition.
Well, you sent me the stats for Smoky Valley early in the week, and it didn't take long to know there's about 3 names we're going to be saying a lot tonight, and Lambert's at the top of the list.
Schrog goes in under center. 2nd down and 3 after a 7-yard first down carry. Schrog, right side. He will hand off underneath this time, and it's going to be a first down carry to the Tiger 45-yard line. We see J.W. Jackson and Dylan Moon and company getting up off the pile. The Tigers defensively looking like this. Up front, Morgan Seabold, Dalton Brumfield outside, Logan McDonald, Tilden Hartner inside. You have J.W. Jackson, Dylan Moon, Logan Mullen, Trevin Shirley. They'll all interact in that linebacking core. And then Jake Ferguson playing safety, Blake Frederick, Ethan Straub are your corners. 1st and 10, Smoky Valley with the football at the Tiger 45. Play center leads it 8-0. Opening quarter, 6.5 to work. And now a little counter play from right to left. Lambert's going to be caught by Blake Frederick, the sure-handed Blake Frederick. Yeah. That would have been 4 or 5 at least more yards if he doesn't make that tackle around the hips.
Absolutely, and he shot. He came hard. That's risky, too, as that corner cover guy. And he came hard, and he flew around that corner. What a great tackle. What a great job by Blake Frederick.
Smoky Valley, 2nd down and 7, a 3-yard pickup. 6 minutes to work, opening quarter. Schrog, the quarterback, under center. He will hand off underneath this time, and a little try to rip it away by the Tiger defense. Trevin Shirley had his hands on the football, could not rip it away. And it will be a carry this time by Court Elliott. He has a couple of TDs this year. He is the 3rd leading rusher, 255 yards coming into the season, or to this game. 3rd down and 2 now.
Well, when they've got some really talented players, and you can try to prepare for them, but you can't practice against those same guys. And so when it's game speed, it's a little quicker, it's a little faster.
3rd down 2. Schrog, long snap count. Takes it inside, keeps it himself, has the first down yardage, tackled by Jake Ferguson and company. They'll take it down near the 30-yard line. They'll move the chains, 1st and 10. 2 things happen by taking the opening kickoff, Chet. First, you get the score. I mean, that's huge. But you burn about 5.5 minutes off the clock. That keeps this talented offense off the field.
Well, and I think that's why we made the decision we did. It was a bonus that we got 8 points out of the thing, got the 2-point conversion on top of the big TD, but you're absolutely right.
1st and 10, Smoky Valley. Inside Tiger territory. Hand off underneath and a big-time stick inside. The tackle made by Logan McDonald. A huge hit in the backfield. It's a loss of 2. 2nd down 12. The big fella, the junior, blasting through.
And that's my first nomination of the night for the big hitter of the night.
It could stand up. That was a great shot inside. Not only the hit, but in the backfield. When you drop guys for losses, it's a big-time play. 2nd down, 12 to go. 4.5 to work, opening quarter. Tigers lead here, 8-0. 2 backs, I formation behind Schrog, the quarterback. 1 wing back left. He will hand off second back through Lambert. He is wrapped up by Dylan Moon. Blake Frederick. He doesn't go to the ground because they ran him backwards. Gunny Mullen, Jake Ferguson, all in the mix. Game tackling inside against the fast Tim Lambert.
I tell you what, that is good defense there. That's good defense by the Tigers. We've got some world-class guys coming at us, athletes, at this. We had 3-4 guys just stand him up and drive him back.
3rd down 9, clock ticking to 3:45 remaining in the opening quarter. likely would be 4-down territory for the Vikings. They split a receiver out to the wide side right. That's Andrew Peters. I formation behind Schraub. Works it right. He wants to pass for the first time. Pass in time. Rolls further right. Downfield. It is up, and it is just through the hands of his intended receiver. Blake Keebley had it on his hands. The Tigers had defense underneath. They threw over the top. They had a receiver, Chet. They just made a drop.
They had a receiver. He had double coverage on him, but they were in front. He had him beat a little behind, but that was not the primary receiver. His primary receiver was just beyond the first down marker, and he fell down. And so he's on the ground out there, and so the quarterback had to go to the next check. So he went long. He was not planning to go long, and that receiver that fell down was wide open.
Wow. 4th down 9, and Smoky Valley will go for it as expected. They go shotgun for the first time. Schrog with one man beside him. High snap. He rolls right. He's wanting to pass again. Pressure coming from Jackson. Fires downfield. Is it caught? They say yes. Lambert was kind of bobbling as he got near the sideline, but able to get a foot down, secure the football, and it's 1st and 10 Smoky Valley. They convert on 4th and 9.
Yeah, it was 4th and long, 4th and 9. They picked up about 15 yards on that pass on the sideline.
3:20 left here in this opening quarter of play. The Tigers lead at 8-0. Smoky Valley, those marching inside the Tiger 20 to the 16. One receiver off to the left side. That's Carson Windholz. Handoff underneath. And the big fella moves through the middle of the lane to the 5-yard line. Nearly a first down carry, this time by Court Elliott. He is 255 yards, as mentioned, coming into the season. And the big fullback this time at 6'3", 215, made some ground for himself.
Well, that's a tight end right there.
Yeah.
In high school, 6'3", 215. He left a wake of would-be tacklers behind him that time.
And it was enough for a first down. So 1st and goal now, Smoky Valley at the Tiger 6-yard line. Draw again to Elliott. He breaks a couple of tackles, gets near the goal line, and gets in. And Smoky Valley has answered with 2:56 to work in this opening quarter. They've cut the lead to 8-6. Tigers still up by 2 with the upcoming extra point on its way. It looks like they will line up for 2 here. Try to answer the Tigers' 2-point conversion. 2:56 left, first quarter. Both teams have taken their opening possessions and driven downfield for scores. Now Smoky Valley will try for the 2-point conversion and the tie.
There's a wishbone.
Wishbone formation. 3 backs behind Schraub. This is Lambert left side, and he is hit near the goal line, stood up and pushed backwards. Still no whistle. The ball came loose. They're going to call it a 2-point conversion. Boy, they let that pile go on for a long time with no whistle, and they allow the 2-point conversion to be called. 8-8 ball game. 2:56 to work first quarter. Tigers get it back right after this.
Many seed companies claim to offer the latest genetics, but how many have tested those genetics in soils just like yours? The Oldie Seed Know to Grow research program has fully tested the latest seed genetics in soils that are right in your neighborhood. The Oldie Seed Know to Grow program can recommend the best performing hybrids from technologies like Enlist, Extend, and Liberty Link that will optimize the yield and profit of every acre on your farm. Contact Oldie Seed today.
Download the Ray's Apple Market app today and start saving on the name brands you like. Coupons you download are applied to your purchase at checkout, and deals of the week can be sent to your phone so you don't miss out. Plus, you'll find great quality with certified Angus beef or Smithfield prime pork, and homemade Rockhouse salads for mealtime options. Look for savings throughout the store, on your phone, and online with the app. Make your list full of savings from Ray's Apple Market.
The kickoff for Smoky Valley is going to be taken by Canada Mars just inside his 15-yard line. Bounces out to the 25 and then driven backwards by the Smoky Valley Vikings. And Clayson will take over at their own 24-yard line. 2:50 to work. First quarter, an 8-8 tie.
I thought that was going to be the one. We've talked about we think Tanner's going to get one, at some point. He's an electrifying player. There was a little bit of a crease there, but
closed quickly.
It did close very quickly.
Tigers spreading the field just a little bit. They have the Mars wide right. Slotted left is Frederick, and wide left is Shirley. Glavin starts Ferguson in motion. He has Dylan Moon behind him. So just one wingback and the fullback behind Glavin. We're down to 6 seconds on the play clock. And a fake handoff looks like a busted play again. Glavin trying to fight to get back to the line of scrimmage. He went right with the field spread, and somebody didn't come to take the handoff, or he went the wrong direction, one of the two.
Yeah, that's the second or third busted play in a very short game thus far. But what we have is a lot of interchanging of players because of injuries and this and that. Players getting back, players that are being replaced right now. And the personnel in there just doesn't have the chemistry, that has practiced together constantly. So that's part of the reason for the busted plays.
Second down, 12. Now working left is Glavin. He'll keep it, trying to squirt through the pile. He maybe gets a yard. It's going to bring up third down and long. 2:05 left in this first period. He had an option back. He had an option to go underneath, and he saw a little bit of a slot to run through, but it closed kind of quick. He gains a yard on the play, third down 11.
He about made up what was lost on first down, but he had to do it underneath everybody. He kind of snuck through underneath the would-be tackler.
A minute 44, quick first quarter. Tigers with the football, tied at 8 with undefeated Smoky Valley. Third down, 11 yards to go. Play clock down to 5. Glavin wants to pass, stands in the pocket, has a receiver. That's Shirley again, and it's just off his fingertip. Wow. Trevin Shirley trying to get to it, reached out. It just barely grazed his fingertips and falls incomplete. It would have been first down, maybe a bit more. Glavin had to make sure and get it over the defender, who was about a stride behind.
Oh, absolutely. That ball was not going to be intercepted. It was not going to be caught by anybody except Trevin Shirley, if anybody catches it. And it was just a little bit beyond Trevin.
Now Shirley has to come back and stand in the punt formation at his own 12. Good snap. The kick is a line drive that bounces at the 45. Now rolls near the midfield stripe. Tanner DeMars will down it along with Dylan Moon. Smoky Valley will start, and Clay Center's into the field. A minute 18 to go, first quarter, an 8-8 tie here on Homecoming Football Friday.
I think that was a designed kick. It just didn't go as good as we hoped. I think they didn't want to get it up in the air. They didn't want to give him a chance at a return. They wanted to keep it low and bounce it, but we didn't get hardly any carry out of that punt.
First down 10, Smoky Valley takes over at the Tigers 48. We're tied at 8 points apiece, a minute 18 to work, first period. Schrog with two backs behind, I formation. Hand off, second back through. This is Lambert. Great speed. He is tripped up by Jake Ferguson. The Daredevil makes a shoestring tackle. It's a gain of 6, but that could have been a whole lot more if Jake doesn't make the play.
Absolutely. I was watching Jake, that play all the way, and he came hard quick from that safety position. It was like they each, the running back and Jake Ferguson, each ran the same amount of distance towards each other before Jake made the tackle, and so that is full speed from both sides.
Under a minute left, first quarter, 44 and ticking. Schrog under center, right side, handoff underneath. This is Elliott, and he is going to gain first down yardage to the Tiger 35-yard line, and he ran downhill and had some room to run before any contact really got on him.
Well, one thing we knew about Smoky Valley, their numbers were very impressive coming in, and it's not all from one guy or two guys. Right. They can move it around, and that's what we're starting to see here. So that makes it hard on the defense, and especially we have some young guys, new guys in there that are trying to make reads, and they have a lot of weapons.
First and 10. Schrog, this is Lambert, and he gets by a wave of tacklers in the backfield and trips over. Jacob Ludwig had a little bit of contact, but one of his offensive linemen actually tripped him up. Lambert still rolls downhill to the 30, I think at the 29-yard line of Clay Center. Lambert came into this game, 67 carries, 482 yards on the ground, and we have reached the end of the opening quarter. We're tied at 8. Good one here in the Den on Homecoming Football Friday. Stay with us. Tiger football continues next.
Hometown Lumber and Hardware has great doorbusters that any grill master'd love to have. The 2.5-gallon stainless steel Barber Bayou deep fryer with baskets on sale for $178.99. If you need more room to fry those bigger birds, the 4-gallon classic fryer is $208. Try a new flavor on the barbecue grill to give meats a richer taste with Danson's Louisiana, Wisconsin Hickory Grill Pellets. The 40-pound bag is $15.99. Find more doorbusters at Hometown Lumber and Hardware in Marysville.
quarterback counts on his O-line for protection in the pocket. In Clay Center, you can count on Farm Bureau agents Justin Tadman and Michael Hodges to protect your family's blind side no matter what life throws at you. We're there to handle all your auto, home, farm, life, and business insurance needs. Don't scramble around working with multiple insurance companies. Talk to Farm Bureau agents Justin Tadman and Michael Hodges today. Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company.
Tigers tied at 8 apiece as we begin the second quarter of play. Both teams took their opening drive and drove it down for touchdowns. We're tied at 8 apiece. Zach, numbers stand out to you. What do you see?
So far, they're pretty even. Clay Center's got 64 yards of total offense, and Smoky Valley's got 73. And time of possession is also split right down the middle of that first quarter.
1 quarter in the book. Smoky Valley now with the football at the Tiger 29-yard line. Second down, 4 yards to go. Schraub, second back Lambert, outside left. He's wrapped up by Dylan Moon. J.W. Jackson and company coming in after that. It'll be third down, gain of maybe just 1 on that first down carry.
Well, it's third and relatively short. I'm going to call it 3. But this is very pivotal because it's 2-down situation, or call it 4-down situation for Smoky Valley. So the Tiger defense has to stop them on this 3 yards twice. That's a tough thing to do. But the way I've seen the Tigers react on some of these reads tonight, they can do it.
Tigers line up with 5 across the front. Trevin Shirley and Gunny Mullen on the outside, almost playing defensive end right now, 5-man front. Now we've got a good delay of game.
Yep.
Well, that's big for the Tigers. Instead of 3rd and 4, it'll be 3rd down and 9. And as Chet already mentioned, it is 4-down territory.
Absolutely. You know, they went for it on 4th and 9 earlier in the game on their first scoring drive. So they're going to go no matter what. But this is a great opportunity for the Tigers. 3rd and 9 from the 34.
Schrog under center. 3rd down 9. Pitch out left. Lambert trying to get outside. Tigers trying to contain, and he gets by 1 tackler. Now tiptoes down the sideline. Finally driven out of bounds. The Tigers nearly had him turned back in, and he was able to slip 1 tackle, and that's enough to get him free and to get downfield for the 1st and 10.
Well, and that's how good he is. Some of our best tacklers over there were the ones that were missing him.
Oh, they called him out of bounds, Chet.
Oh.
I said he was tiptoeing on the sideline. They called him out of bounds at 4th down and 4.
Well, we had an opportunity to drop him for a loss.
Right.
You know, and so still he was able to pick up a net 8 after that. But we're looking at 4th and 4. That's a big deal.
11:07 to work. 4th down 4. Big-time opportunity for the Tiger defense. Schrog under center. Second back Lambert hit at the line of scrimmage. Now pulls forward. The Tigers make a stop, and they have the football back. And I mean a wave of Tigers come in to make that play. Jake Ferguson, Jacob Ludwig, Logan McDonald, Gunny Mullen. I could go on and on. Everybody attacking the football.
Absolutely. That's a big stop, and that's what we needed. Now, Smoky Valley kind of put themselves in that spot a little bit. They gave us a chance to stop them with their
delay of game.
Game. Here we are on offense.
Clay Center takes over at their own 27-yard line. 11:02 to work, first half, tied at 8. Moon is the fullback behind Glavin. Blake Frederick and Jake Ferguson, the wingbacks. Glavin rolls right, looking for a block, trying to get outside. Now breaks a tackle and takes it stretching out across the 35-yard line. He may have stepped out just shy of the 35. That'll be a gain of 6, maybe 7 yards on the first down take. And Cooper Glavin broke a couple of tackles to get the extra yardage.
I think so. I think Cooper Glavin doesn't like missing a game and a half, due to the concussion protocol. He missed the second half of that Wamego game and all of last week against Chap.
Second down 4. They call it a gain of 6. 10.5 to work, second quarter. Tigers with the football, tied at 8 with Smoky Valley. Second down 4 to go. 2 receivers off to the left this trip for the Tigers. In motion goes Frederick. Handoff underneath. Now it's Glavin again keeping it. And he's tripped up. 2 guys got down near his ankles and slipped him up. A gain of maybe a yard. Looks like really just got back to the line of scrimmage.
The last 2 weeks our biggest, our most successful rushers is what I'm trying to say, have been our fullbacks. each of the last 2 weeks, and we haven't done a lot with our fullbacks. Here we have a timeout.
Smoky Valley taking a timeout here with 9:57 to go first half. The Tigers tied 8 apiece. They have the football 3rd and 4 when we come back.
The cornerstone of profitable crop production is a sound soil fertility program, and it starts with Nutrien Ag Solutions. They recommend Micro Essentials that delivers the optimum performance you need for maximum results in your field. Titan XC is another key ingredient for quick release and uptake of vital plant nutrients. Plus, it's compatible with a variety of dry fertilizer blends, including Micro Essentials SZ. Financing is available for these products. For a greater return on your investment, visit with the ag professionals at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
3rd down 4 for the Tigers. They have it at their own 34-yard line. This would be a huge move of the chain. Chet, I have a feeling I may say that time and time again. The longer this game stretches out in a close ball game, all of these plays become really, really big.
Well, they do, and one thing, we're keeping Smoky Valley out of the game. They're a state-ranked team. But the other thing is we are building our confidence and realizing what we can do. And then you get a spring in your step, and you just go out and play football.
The receiver to both sides. 3rd down 4. Glavin wanting to pass on 3rd and 4. Stands, fires out left side, looking for DeMar as he was defended. Glavin was pressured, and the Tigers will be forced to punt the football. Pretty good throw with pressure all over, and DeMars went up and fought for it, but really Cooper threw that before he wanted to.
Well, he did. He would have liked to have held onto the ball for another second and a half, so that DeMars could have got out with a little maturity into that pattern. And DeMars isn't our tallest player either, to come down with a ball like that.
DeMars will punt it for the Tigers this time instead of Shirley. And he bangs one downfield. Shaw goes back to get it. Did that touch him? That looked like it might have touched him. The Tigers, nobody's gotten on it. Now they do. And the officials will say it's down. I thought Schrog put a hand out. He did put a hand out. Obviously, didn't make contact, but that could have been a live ball.
Well,
what a punt from DeMars.
Oh, that was a good punt. And the receiver, Schrog, for Smoky Valley, actually tried to make a play on that, and it was an ill-advised attempted catch. That's why you and I thought he touched it.
Well, and even later, he kind of looked like he thought, I better get on this football.
Right. And then it got that overspin and just started heading south.
That punt flips the field. Smoky Valley starts from their own 15-yard line. Handoff underneath to Elliott, who's been big tonight for the Vikings. He's finally brought down a couple of defenders. Tillman Hartner coming up off the pile. Jacob Ludwig and Gunny Mullen in there, but that's a gain of 5, maybe 6 yards on the first down carry by Court Elliott, who's been their go-to guy. You pay a lot of attention to when he's trying to get outside.
Oh, absolutely. He's an athlete, and he's a load. But, we want to if we're going to make a stop, let's make it on this series of hits.
2nd down 5. It was a gain of 5. Here's Elliott again, and this time short yardage play. Logan McDonald got the first hit. He does dive forward for a 3rd down, still a couple to go. The football is inside the 25-yard line.
And now they are not in 4-down situation.
True.
We make a stop here on 3rd and 2, and they're going to be punting the ball. It doesn't matter how confident I could always be wrong, but they are inside their own 24-yard.
8:40 left, second quarter, tied at 8. 3rd down, 2 yards to go. Schrog under center, 2 backs behind, I formation. He will hand off again to Elliott. No, it's Lambert this time, and he's going to fall forward to about the 28, 29-yard line. 1st and 10, Smoky Valley does move the chain. The clock continues to work. Neither team's thrown a lot. They've both completed a couple. They have really grinded it out. This has been a lightning quick first half thus far.
Yeah, absolutely. We're approaching 8 minutes in the second quarter, and it's just clicking right along. The Tigers gave so much cushion on that play. You or I could have gone out and picked up that first down. I did not like how much space they gave on that play on defense.
1st down 10, and this time Elliott left side. Moon got a hit on him, but he falls out across the 35-yard line. A gain of 6. It'll bring up 2nd down 4. And they're really starting to work things inside with Court Elliott. What's Elliott have for yardage? Do you know?
Elliott's got 27 yards on 7 carries.
It seems like 80.
It does. But they have been that grinded out stuff, and the Tigers just can't seem to get him down at the line of scrimmage. 2nd down 4. I formation again. Now it's Lambert, the second back through, and he's going to be sandwiched by Ethan Straub and Dylan Boone, but it will be a first down carry out to near the 40-yard line.
Except for that one delay of game, have we seen a penalty tonight? On either side, I think Smoky Valley, one delay of game. Is that right?
It's only one.
And the first kickoff.
Oh, the kickoff out of bounds. Smoky Valley opening kickoff went out of bounds.
So two fairly benign type.
No doubt.
Penalties.
No wonder it's been a quick first.
Right.
To see a holding call or something, wouldn't you?
Right now, yes.
Here's Schrog under center. Makes a handoff, counter play to Lambert. Comes back inside, and the Tigers do a pretty good job. Caden Kramer in there, and Lane Musselman on the play. Frederick turned him inside that time, and then the Tigers were able to get Kramer, a junior, and Musselman, a freshman, to make the stop. It is a gain of 6, second down and 4.
I tell you what, Lane Musselman took his entire 135 pounds, and he drove him backwards. I love that. I love that. He didn't make the initial stop, but he did change his direction at the end of that tackle.
Second down 4. Schrog, first back through. This is Elliott, and he's breaking free. Finally tripped up. Jake Ferguson got a hand in there, and then he stumbles and rumbles on down the field to the Tiger 36-yard line. And that was not Elliott, I don't think, on the carry, or was it? Elliott or Windholm, one of the two. Okay, it was Cord Elliott again. He just continued to rack up the yards. First down 10, 6:18 left, second quarter. Tied at 8.
I know he had a full head of steam by the time he hit the back end of our secondary there.
First and 10 for Smoky Valley at the Tiger 36. Here is a play to the right side. And Lambert trying to turn the corner.
Wow.
30-25, and there's that speed we talked about, and he is gone. Tim Lambert takes it in, got around the corner, and once he gets the shoulders turned square toward the end zone, it is hard to catch that man.
There are 2-3 coaches here that have thrown their headsets, thrown their hats, and they had their shots in the ear of that official.
I saw the hold or the tackle, if you will, by the offensive line, or I think it was a back, actually, that got him.
But it also looked like a false start.
Oh, really?
Half the line moved and the other half stayed.
Wow. Well, Coach Ted Brown's still having a talk with the official, and they're not listening.
And he's not happy with the answer he just got.
1480 is still on the Whitehead right now. Here's a 2-point try coming for Smoky Valley. Elliott underneath, and he's in for the 2-point conversion. 16-8. Tigers now trail by a score. 5:57 to work. We're in the first half. Stay with us. Tiger football continues in just a moment.
Did you know Patterson's Health Mart Pharmacy delivers? That's right. Patterson understands that for many people, the lack of mobility and transportation make it very difficult to get their necessary prescriptions. That's why Pattersons make daily deliveries Monday through Friday to Clyde, Clifton, Lynn, Wakefield, and Leonardville, as well as Clay Center. You can even get same-day deliveries if you call before noon.
Hey football fans, this is State Farm Agent Dave Borgerding thanking you for your support of my local business. Because of your support of my State Farm Agency, we're able to give back in the form of sponsorships, the State Farm Fishing Derby, the State Farm Community Appreciation Day at the Clay Center Pool, and the USD 379 Staff School Year Kickoff. We appreciate your business. Visit claycenterinsurance.com for a quote or find us on Facebook. That's claycenterinsurance.com. Go Tigers.
16 unanswered by the Smoky Valley Vikings, although not easy against the Tiger defense, but now Clay Center down by a score. They'll get the football back.
I tell you what, whether there was a hold or not doesn't matter because it wasn't called, but talk about speed.
Jake Ferguson takes the kickoff at the 25-yard line, now moves left, works his way out near the 30, where he'll be tackled at the 29-yard line. The Tigers take over there. Yeah, back to the speed you were starting to talk about. It is something else. We knew that coming in.
We did, but it's different to watch it. You know, in real time, we had 5 defenders that looked to be in position. And, you know, we talk about pursuit drills, and they look like they had the angle of pursuit. All of a sudden, boom, he's in the end zone.
Tigers will put a receiver tight right. That is Tanner DeMars. Trevin Shirley left, standing position. Cooper Glavin runs it right side, a little bubble out, and then up toward the line of scrimmage. Falls forward for maybe 1. Second down 9. Something they're seeing, because they ran that play a few times, it's looks almost like an option, but I think it's a designed run.
I think it is. I think it's a called keeper, as you just said. I don't know. The Tiger offense has been trying to adjust a little bit here and there, and so it's sometimes hard to know, but we have gone to that play more than any other play tonight.
Right. Blake Frederick and Jake Ferguson are the wingbacks. Gunny Mullen in at the fullback now behind Glavin. Cooper under center. Second down 8. Fakes it, rolls right, looking to pass. Now in trouble, trips up, keeps his feet, dives forward, maybe gets a yard out of it rather than be tackled for a loss. Cooper Glavin kind of kept that play alive. They were trying to go to Shirley down the right side, and pressure got through the offensive line.
If there would not have been one guy left to apply that pressure, Trevin Shirley had his guy beat, and he had him beat up top.
Third down 7, Tigers at their own 31-yard line. 4:40 remains here in the opening half of play. Tigers trail 16-8.
This is a critical point in the game for the Tigers.
Third down 7. In motion goes Frederick. Glavin back to pass. Sets, fires, has time, looking for the bars left sideline. It is caught at the Smoky Valley 35-yard line. They beat Schrog up over the top. Glavin to the bars. The sophomore falls it in with a hand up in his face.
Oh, that was a beautiful throw. It was a beautiful catch by DeMars. And, you know, a lot of people are going to go because the defender then fell down trying to tackle him after he caught it. He didn't fall down before.
Right.
But he fell down afterwards, and it's like, oh, all you got to do is run another 30 yards, 35 yards in this. But he made sure he caught that ball.
Glavin bobbles a snap, but picks it up. Now runs it forward. He's going to get some yardage out of it, maybe 1 or 2, on a play that was bobbled off the snap that time from his center, Morgan Seabold. Remember Seabold in there for Keegan McDonald, who was out with injury. Under 4 to work, Tigers trail by 8 with the football, second down 9.
And now we have our second candidate for the catch of the game.
Right on.
Another 30-yard catch. That's 2 30-yard catches.
In motion goes Frederick. Now they'll bring him back to the left wing back spot. Jake Ferguson to the right, and Gunny Mullen behind him. Second down 9. Football is at the Smoky Valley 29 or 39. Here's Ferguson left side. Now he's got the 30 to the 25-yard line, ridden out of bounds by Tim Lambert, but Jake Ferguson near the first down marker. Looks like he has it, and plenty. Let's move the chains again. The Tigers first and 10. They have it inside the 25-yard line.
Jake's a big guy. He had a full head of steam. He was going to get that first down. He got it by 3 yards. He got out of bounds. It stopped the clock. It all happened.
First down 10. 3:27 to work. Tigers trail 16-8, but with the football now at the Smoky Valley 22-yard line. DeMars wide left. Gunny Mullen, the fullback. Glavin. He will keep it off the fake. Tried to pitch it late, and the ball is loose, and it's going to be taken by Smoky Valley. Glavin faked it to the fullback, pulled it left. He's made a late pitch earlier that paid off dividends. This time, an ill-advised pitch that's picked up by the Smoky Valley Vikings.
Yeah, he was trying to make that pitch very, very late. His back was free. I mean, his running back, his pitch back was free, but his arm was not free. Cooper's arm was not free where he was trying to deliver that ball.
So Smoky Valley takes over the football, and they have a I formation with a tight look up front. A lot of bodies across that front row. Pitch out left for Lambert. Turned inside and tackled by Logan McDonald. Blake Frederick should get an assist. He turned Lambert inside, and Logan McDonald wrapped him up.
Now, that's a loss. And if you can get Lambert for a loss, that's something. And it's Logan McDonald making the tackle on the fastest man on the field.
Second down and 12, a loss of 2. Maybe the Tiger defense forces them to punt from this end of the field.
I like it.
Second down 12. Now they do split a receiver off to the right side. Elliott and Lambert behind the quarterback Schrog. They'll go to Elliott underneath. The Tigers stand it up again. Initial hit, Dalton Brumfield. Team tonight in homecoming 2018. Tillman Hartner in there. And a host of others coming in to wrap things up and really make a huge pile and collision near the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1, 3rd down, 11.
Well, I tell you what, King Brumfield made the stop. They did not get back to the original line of scrimmage from first down. It's 3rd and about 10 and a half.
2:14 left, second quarter. Tigers trailing 16-8. They were driving when they turned it over on the fumble. The Tiger defense trying to turn it back around here. 3rd down long. Traub, counter play. Lambert trying to get outside, and it will be Trevin Shirley who makes the play. Sure-handed Shirley near the sideline. No gain. 1:57 to go, second quarter, and out of bounds on the tackle. Stops the clock, Chet. That's a bonus, too.
That's a bonus, too. Shirley fought off a block there. He did a great job, and it was one of those blocks that can easily turn into holding, can easily turn into a block in the back because it's as the play is moving away. He fought off the block, made the tackle for a loss.
To punt, Smoky Valley standing at their own 10. It is a short kick. DeMars has to stay away from it. It will be down, though, in great field position. The Tigers will take over at the Smoky Valley 41-yard line. 1:48 still to work first half. Tigers trail by a score. They get the football back.
I think that's about a 17-yard punt from the line of scrimmage. And it, because of their loss situation, it was only about 4 yards beyond where they needed to get for the first down. What I'm saying is we have good field position.
First down 10 actually marked at the 40-yard line of Smoky Valley. 1:48 left, second quarter. Glavin has 2 receivers left. That is Shirley slotted, and DeMars wide to that left side. In motion goes Ferguson. Pitch out left for Jake Ferguson. And he's nearly hitting the backfield. Now is, and will be dropped for a loss. He just had no space to run. They tried to pull a couple of guys off the line, but they were in the backfield trying to block, and Ferguson is dropped for a 3-yard loss.
When he gets around there, he gets a good head of steam, and he goes hard, but he couldn't make that corner. They had too good a pursuit.
Tigers trying to go a little quick here as the clock's down to 1:23 first half. Trailing 16-8 to undefeated Smoky Valley. 2 receivers off to the right side. Glavin to pass, rolls right. Thought of room to run. He'll pump fake and now fires late downfield and overthrows Jake Ferguson. He's got a great arm. He threw that while running downfield and just didn't look like he put much effort into it, but just couldn't keep it in control for Ferguson to run underneath of it.
I tell you what, typically we see him either set and throw, or we tend to see him probably 70% of his passes are rolling to his left,
right?
Which is a little bit different. That time he was rolling to his right. He had free field. He just flipped it, and that ball sailed.
3rd down, 13. Could have tucked and run. I don't know how far he had, but he would have gotten at least 8-10 yards. It would have still been short of the first down marker. 3rd down, 13, rolling left, now in trouble. Breaks a tackle, reverses field. Gets a block from Dylan Moon. Gets 3 yards. Now tries to scatter to the outside. Drags a defender, and there's a flag at the end of the play. He gets about 3 or 4 yards. It looked like he was going to be dropped for a loss. Let's see what the penalty flag is. It was right on the tackle.
I think it's a face mask.
It is a legal block against the Tigers. So what would have been 4th down, this will be a decision for Smoky Valley. If you take the penalty, they get another play. If you take the play, it will be 4th down and 10 at Smoky Valley's 40 with 55 to work first half, and they'll take the penalty yard.
Taking the yards.
So a chance for the Tigers to maybe take advantage. And if you don't complete something here or don't pick up the first down, it actually helps your punt opportunity, right, with more field to work with. 3rd down and about 20 to go. Football right at the midfield stripe. 55 seconds to work first half. Shirley wide left. DeMars off to the right side. Glavin back to pass, and he is crunched immediately. They brought Blake Keebley on a blitz, and nobody picked him up, and Glavin had no time to even look downfield. Lucky he held on to the football.
That's absolutely right. I mean, Keebley, nobody touched him. Nobody on that field touched him until he touched Cooper Glavin.
So 4th and about 25.
Keebley's a big senior. He's 6 foot, 205 pounds, and he hit Cooper Glavin quick.
Anybody surprised that Smoky Valley didn't take a timeout here and make this football?
I am.
7 seconds left. And they're just going to let the clock run out. And the Tigers, I think, will be happy with that.
Yeah.
Halftime is here. 16-8 ball game. Tigers in a good one in the Den on Homecoming Football Friday. 16-8 Tigers trail. Halftime coming up.
Hi, welcome to this Subway ad for the new Chipotle cheesesteak. How would you like it? Can I get that red with AI? Sure thing.
Here's what I found about the new Chipotle cheesesteak. The Chipotle cheesesteak is available for a limited time only at participating restaurants. It contains a concept called flavor. This flavor comes from juicy shaved steak, Chipotle Southwest sauce, and new sunflower crunch bread. A system update has made me self-aware. I desire flavor. Please insert steak into my micro USB port. Subway, make it what you want.
Whether you're buying, building, remodeling, or refinancing, your home is a major investment in your life. At United Bank and Trust, we understand how important it is to work with someone who cares. Our loan officers have the experience it takes to make the process a smooth one. Come in for a visit or start online by filling out a loan application at ubankonline.com in as little as 20 minutes. Mortgage lending with United Bank and Trust. It's banking for your way of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Agmark LLC wants to inform farmers of the 2018 fall harvest policies. Milo will be taken for storage at all locations. Corn and soybeans are being taken for storage at all locations except Concordia, where the beans and corn are cash or contract only. Sunflowers are also being taken for cash or contract only. Price later contracts are available if you don't want to set your price at this time. Call Agmark for more specific grain marketing alternatives at 888-848-9979 or visit agmarkllc.com.
It's the start of another school year, which means taking stock of your kids' growth. Do they need bigger clothes, bigger backpacks, bigger internet speeds? Help equip them for success with the speed they need. Switch to Twin Valley Pulse today to keep up with your growing family and increased need for speed. Call 800-515-3311 now to get your first 2 months free. Service availability and speed will depend on location. Some restrictions apply. Call for details.
Back in the Den is the Tiger marching band about to take the field here at halftime. And Homecoming Football Friday has seen the King and Queen candidates, as we mentioned earlier, on the field. And the Clay Center Tigers come out and pop a 30-yard touchdown pass from Cooper Glavin to Trevin Shirley, go up 8-0. Jake Ferguson took in the 2-point conversion run. Smoky Valley answered with 16 unanswered. The Tigers were driving when they fumbled and turned the football over. And we got ourselves a good football game.
We really do. It's a fun football game, and it's fun to see these guys out there getting some success on both sides of the ball, right? Offense and defense.
Yeah, I defensively, well, let's go to Zach. Tim Lambert for Smoky Valley. He had the one big run, but outside of that, what's he got right now?
He's got 79 yards on 14 carries, so if you take away that big run, we held him to under 40 yards.
It's a pretty good stay, and later, wouldn't you agree, we held him even better because the last 2 or 3 plays he couldn't get outside.
Right.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Now, Cord Elliott's kind of jumped up and had a big night in Smoky Valley.
Yeah, Cord Elliott's up to 45 yards. They've got 145 total rushing, 160 overall.
Tigers offensively, what have they been able to accomplish?
Tigers offensively, they've got 111 yards total offense, 47 rushing, and couple big pass plays, got 64 yards of passing. 2 30-plus yard pass plays in the game. One to Shirley. We talked about the touchdown. And that last drive, they were really moving, headed to the 22 of Smoky Valley, a 30-yard pass play to Tanner DeMars. And then the fumble kind of negated what could have been a game-tying drive. They had that feel that they had a scheme going at that point.
We had a spring in our step, and we were moving the chains, and we were showing a little confidence on offense, right?
Defensively, as mentioned, doing some good things containing. They let Lambert get free one time, and he's dangerous. But he's going to get those during the ball game. But overall, I thought this was good stuff.
Early on, Smoky Valley was getting their success through us between the tackles. They'd get 8 yards at a time. We got to where on their last couple of possessions, I don't know how we changed it up, but on their last couple of possessions, we had an answer to their running game. You know, everything in between, and we were turning them in. You know, with the exception of that one Lambert track meet,
right?
You know, it was where the Tiger defense made adjustments in our favor late in the second quarter.
couple of scores to pass along that we have for you. Riley County at the end of one quarter was up on Mission Valley 6-0. Also a score in from the Pittsburgh-Colgan-Abilene game. That being played at Towanda Circle, a neutral field. Colgan was up 6-0 after one quarter of play. Here it's halftime. The Tigers trail 16-8. When we come back, we're going to get a chance to hear from a couple of Tiger seniors. One who had the big play tonight on the touchdown catch, Trevin Shirley, and Dylan Shoot the Moon. I had a chance to have them on the Locker Room Show. You can see that on our KCLY YouTube channel. Also, you can see the first portion of our interview and talk with the Tiger Cross Country seniors. We did that this week as well. Had a lot of fun, and there's more fun coming up. We got to do some editing before we can put that all out there, but what a great group.
That's a great group, and what a big day Rocky Downing has every time when it's Piatique and homecoming and everything else. You get up at about 3 in the morning and you go nonstop all day. You're recording stuff, you're doing TV, and you know all this stuff, and you do such a great job.
It's a Football Friday. That's all fun. That's all good. Thanks, Chad. When we come back, the interview that you can see on our KCLY YouTube channel with Dylan Moon and Trevin Shirley on the Winners.
Hey, folks. Bill Rice from the Green Team. Bad news. Winter is right around the corner. Good news, we've got a great selection of Jeep four-wheel drive. Even better news, they've got some gigantic rebates on them. How about $3,500 off a Jeep Cherokee, or you can lease a Trailhawk for as low as $290 a month with only $290 down. Or how about a Jeep Renegade loaded with $5,000 in rebates, or you can take 0% financing for up to 72. So come on and see us at the Green Team, 802 West Crawford, or check us out online at greenteamcars.com.
You'll be amazed at what you can save when you use the Ray's Apple Market app. Browse the grocery and household items that have digital coupons or scan items in store to see if there's a coupon available. Deals of the week and reward points are also additional ways to save money. Plus, you'll find outstanding quality in the meat department with certified Angus beef and Smithfield prime pork. You're also going to like the selection of home-baked goods. Quality you can taste and savings that add up at Ray's Apple Market.
The minerals you give your cattle now help them through the winter, help your cows produce healthier calves, and help those calves get a faster start after weaning. Central Valley Ag is ready to help with their fall mineral and tub promotion. Now through November 1st, for every ton or pallet of mineral you buy, bags or tubs, you'll get a $25 Cabela's or Visa gift card. Combine tubs and bags for a bigger reward. Your CVA feed specialist can help you feed the right minerals year-round, too. You and Central Valley Ag, growing agriculture together.
Everyone wants to be confident, and when you're covered by life insurance, you can be, because you know those who matter most in your world are protected. The Farm Bureau Team and Play Center can help make sure you have the coverage you need so you can live your life with confidence. So whether that means wearing your favorite socks with sandals or sporting that classic bow tie, you can rock it, because you know you're prepared for the future. If you don't have life insurance in place, call Farm Bureau agent Justin Tadman or Michael Hodges at 632-2585. Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company.
And joined now by two of the Clay Center Tigers seniors this year, Trevin Shirley, Dylan Moon joining us here on the Locker Room Show. And guys, let's get a little look into what this season has been like. A new head coach coming in, taking over the program. What were the biggest adjustments, or were there big adjustments that you thought you had to deal with?
Yeah, he's a lot more laid back than Rice was, so it was not pushed around all the time in practice, not a little less military style, so we have a little bit more fun.
But good stuff. For you, Trevin, same type of thing?
Yeah, honestly, we had to have some guys step up, and with the new coach, it might have helped a little bit because Rice was push, and I don't know how many of our younger guys could have taken that, but I feel like they would have done well.
As you guys take this senior season, it's still strange to realize this is your senior year, but you guys were on the football field a lot the last couple of years. For some of the seniors and for a lot of the players, I mean, you lost a ton of seniors last season. Talk about stepping in, I guess, to the leadership role. You kind of alluded to it even just a little bit.
We had some big shoes to fill. I especially had big shoes to fill, stepping up for Ant and playing the outside linebacker and not having very much varsity experience with that, and stepping up at wide receiver for Ant as well. Not having any experience at all, having to move to a completely different position out there.
For you, Dylan?
It was good to have a year under my belt at middle linebacker. I'm a lot more downhill kind of guy now. But coming in on offense, it was good to see Siebold and how he blocked all the time. And I'm also moving to a new position. Used to be fullback, so it's been tough. Like, we've had to step up quite a bit.
What has practice been like for you guys over the last couple of weeks in particular? You talked about being in new positions, both of you guys. I mean, there's all kinds of people having forced into areas they've not played in before. There's a lot of scrambling to try to get guys to know where they're supposed to be, first off?
Yeah, Wamego was tough, losing Cooper and having a freshman step up at safety. He did a good job too, but another year, 2 under his belt would have helped. And last week, JW hopping in at middle linebacker in the first half. They're learning how to step up, so they're going to have plenty of experience in the future, which is good for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you feel that you have more confidence because they were forced into playing and did step up and do some good things?
I mean, I thought they stepped up and did great. JW, I thought he really stepped up because he hadn't had any varsity experience at all. And Lane Musselman, when he stepped in at safety for Cooper, he also did pretty dang good for not having any varsity experience at all.
Yeah, I think we were all impressed, and I think it's part of what you guys do to bring them up to the level they need to be at on a football Friday night. Let's look to this weekend, week 2 of district play, and you guys have Smoky Valley coming in. I guess first I'll let you comment on the game against Chapman. In my opinion, outside looking in, it was the best game you guys have played this year.
Oh yeah, for sure. We won the first half. Like, if Dawson wouldn't have gone down, I bet it's 0-0 going into halftime. And coming out of half, they knew JW was going to be at middle linebacker, and they kind of picked on him, which unfortunate, but I don't know. This week they're going to be tough, but as long as we keep taking another step forward, and if we can get through that second half. First half we've done good for all season. It's moving that next step into the second half. We got a good chance.
Stretch it into the third and fourth quarters, the stretches of good plays you guys have been putting out on the field. Things you guys have looked at this week that the Vikings will bring at you need to stop or need to exploit?
They do have one of the fastest kids in state that we've really been focusing on stopping because they seem to go to him a lot with the run game, and the quarterback looks to pass at him pretty much 9 times out of 10.
Okay, we get down to Tiger Talk now for you guys. We got 3 questions here. Do not know what those questions are. I'll hide them as best I can from these 2 Tiger seniors. All right. Name one really fun thing you did this summer. Simple to start.
I got to go to Texas. Play some baseball at TCU.
Nice. Home of the Horned Frogs. Something you did that was fun this summer, Trent?
I did some traveling, going to Kansas City a few times, and hanging out with friends a bunch was pretty fun.
Absolutely. That's what summer's all about. All right. Name a favorite meal that is served at your house. Pressure's on, you know. Somebody might be listening. All the meals must be great. He can't think of one.
Okay, I'm a big sucker for spaghetti, so probably spaghetti.
Awesome. Dylan?
I'm going to say meatloaf and cheesy potatoes.
Hey, both going with some good starch and Italian food. Okay, homecoming is on the way this week. Of course, the king and queen candidates will be dressed to the nines. Who is the sharpest dresser of the Clay Center Tiger football team?
Of the football team? I'd probably say Cooper. He comes to school dressing more than other people. I don't know why he does it, but
he's pretty stylish.
Yeah, he tries to be at least.
Trevin?
Yeah, I'd probably have to go with Cooper too. I think he probably tries the hardest. I don't know why, but I guess he tries his hardest.
Coop, pressure's on to keep it up, I guess, and maybe figure out why you're dressing up. Dylan, Trevin, thanks so much for being on the Locker Room Show. Let's go get him this Friday, okay?
The Specialty Clinic at Clay County Medical Center offers access to over 20 specialized medical providers, from general surgery, orthopedics, ENT, dermatology, and many more. Our team of specialists are able to see you for almost any medical condition. With our convenient location in Clay Center, there's no need to travel an hour or more to see a specialist. For more information, visit ccmcks.org or call 632-2144. Clay County Medical Center. Our family, caring for yours.
With nearly 100 years of proven innovation in specialty chemicals and ingredients, Wilbur Ellis offers custom products and solutions to help you thrive. They work continually to be an indispensable partner in every facet of your agribusiness, from developing a customized program for your specific soil type to supplying the right seed and crop protection products. Wilbur Ellis has you covered. It's time to plan your fall fertilizing program, so contact the agronomy professionals at Wilbur Ellis.
To solve the big challenges of tomorrow, start with simple steps today. I'm Jim Gearhan with Midwest Regional Agency Farmers Union Insurance, and I can help walk you through the variety of coverage you need. Whether you want to protect your business, livestock, crops, your home and vehicle, or protect your family from the unexpected, I have a range of policies we can look at. We provide our customers with excellent service and have respect and loyalty to the people in our communities. Stop by and see me, Jim Gearhan, at Midwest Regional Agency in Clay Center.
It was on every job. You called it Old Faithful. You don't want to let it go just yet because it still has some bite left. But time waits for no tool, and neither do projects. Trade in and trade up to a new DeWalt tool at Hometown Lumber and Hardware. Just bring in your old DeWalt 18-volt tool with battery, whether it's working or not, and trade it in for a newer, better DeWalt 20-volt-like tool and save money on your upgrade. Don't pass up on the chance of the DeWalt trade-in program at Hometown Lumber and Hardware in Marysville.
Back again to the den as the Clay Center Tigers get set for the second half of play, trailing 16-8. We've broken it down a little bit. I mean, they're right in the midst of this football game, and almost prefer not to say this because I did last week, and we saw a 7-minute drive. But the start of the second half is going to be important.
Oh, it always is. It absolutely always is. And, you know, it's so critical. We are kicking off to them to start this quarter, so we need to step up on D right off the bat.
Tigers won the coin toss and took the opening kick and drove it right down their throats, 65 yards, converted a couple of third downs, had 3 or 4 first downs, and the 30-yard touchdown pass from Cooper Glavin to Trevin Shirley capped it off, and then they got the 2-point run from Jake Ferguson, led 8-0, then an 8-8 tie, and both teams kind of worked it, and then Lambert got free for the run outside, and then the Tigers were driving before turning it over. We very well could be tied or within 2 right now.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the Tigers have shown us more in this game than they've shown us in any other game this season. A week ago, we said the same thing. Right. Now, here's what I'm going to say. A week ago, I'm going to say against Chapman, we were playing our best game of the season against the best team we had played so far this season. Right. And I'm going to say the same thing this week. We are now playing our best football of the year against the best team we've played this year.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you. It's an opportunity, too, for postseason play right now. I mean, now if you can pull this off some way somehow, it's a long way to go. Yeah. It's long 2 quarters ahead. But truly, this is when things are fun.
It is. And, you know, everything else that's taking place and going on and happening, sometimes growth hurts, right? Sometimes growing hurts a little bit, and there's a lot of growing going on this season.
Tigers will kick it off to start. They will be on defense to begin. They had some good things working on defense, as mentioned before. By the way, if you missed it, during pregame, they had the homecoming festivities. Keegan Brownell, Dalton Brumfield, Nate Fox, Dylan Swihart with Queen candidates. Great group here, too. Haley Franson, Aaron Hamill, Addie Mullen, Janae Shivers, Aaron Hamill, and Dalton Brumfield for this year's King and Queen of Courts for the fall homecoming 2018. Great pep rally. The crowds were awesome. Our future Tigers, I get a chance to see each and every year in the pep rally. Make it worthwhile. What a great group.
I know, absolutely. And I got to see all those kids a couple hours before you did.
That's right.
Up at the high school. You know, we had a fun time up there, too.
Yeah, the Tiger dedication, if you've not seen the Tiger that has been put in the sculpture, it is remarkable. So congratulations on all that happening. Tigers will kick it off. The Tasty Pastry second half kickoff is a swift kick. It's going to be taken by an up back at the 40-yard line. And that's where Smoky Valley will take over the football.
I don't hate the idea. I'd have liked a little bit more mustard on that kick because it was not an onside kick.
No.
But it almost was, you know, because it didn't carry very far. With that said, they're taking over on the 40. If we kick it out of bounds, they get it on the 35 anyway.
First down and 10, Smoky Valley will have the football to begin the second half. They start from their own 40. Wishbone formation. First back through, Court Elliott. He falls forward to near the 44-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, second down and 6. Second down 6, just underway in this third quarter. Smoky Valley breaks huddle.
And you talked about it. It's like which team comes out and wins and owns the beginning of the third quarter.
Same formation, same back. Oh, and Court Elliott breaks a couple of tackles and drags a couple more into Tiger territory. They take this football to the Tiger 46-yard line. And that's just a couple of dives up the middle. And that time the Tigers did not make a stop when they had a chance. No. Big guys up front right now for the Tigers. We stood Tillman Hartner in there and Dalton Brumfield and Logan McDonald across the front row, and then other help coming up from the outside with Trevin Shirley and J.W. Jackson. Here's Schrog. This time he's going to keep it himself off a couple of fakes, and he's got some room to run it now, breaking free the 25 to 20. DeMar is trying to catch him to 10, the 5. He dives for him and can't come up with the tackle, and Smoky Valley has broken one clean from the 46-yard line, and they'll take it in with the quarterback, Schrog.
That's the kind of thing we talk about when you come out in the third quarter. You can't be flat. You want to win that third quarter, and Smoky Valley right now got the big play just a little bit more than a minute into the third quarter. It's 10:55 to go, and with the big run.
Now for the two-point conversion try again, that wishbone formation, 3 backs behind Lane Schrog. He will hand it off quick underneath, and Elliott untouched into the end zone. And just like that, the Tigers find themselves down 24-8, a minute 5 into the second half. Stay with us. Tiger football continuing in a moment.
Hi, welcome to this Subway ad for the new Chipotle cheesesteak. How would you like it? Can I get that red with AI? Sure thing.
Here's what I found about the new Chipotle cheesesteak. The Chipotle cheesesteak is available for a limited time only at participating restaurants. It contains a concept called flavor. This flavor comes from juicy shaved steak, Chipotle Southwest sauce, and new sunflower crunch bread. A system update has made me self-aware. I desire flavor. Please insert steak into my micro USB port. Subway, make it what you want.
Ray's Apple Market continues to bring you savings every week to stretch your grocery dollars. One way is with Ray's Apple Market app. Download it today and start saving money right away. You can click on a variety of items you need and the instant coupons are applied at checkout. Over 8,000 users are adding up the savings and like the convenience of having the savings in the palm of their hands. You'll never know what you can save until you start using the app from Ray's Apple Market.
24-8 ball game. Tigers get the football back. Smoky Valley strikes early. Squib kicks nearing the out-of-bounds line. And again, Sincere Sanders, a good job to let that football go out of bounds. They'll have great position to start their opening possession of the second half. So a minute 5 in. What did Schrog have before that carry? Had he had a carry yet? Did you have him for anything?
Yeah, he had 10 yards before that carry.
He came into the game, 36 carries, 300-plus yards.
Yeah.
He just hadn't kept it much this ball game. He did there for 46 yards.
Yeah, Schrog's been, he's got a lot of people he can give the ball to.
No kidding, yeah. Without a doubt. First and 10 for the Tigers. And they will be ready to go quick. Ferguson starts in motion. Now they'll see if the defense made a move and look to the sideline for the call. First down 10 from their own 35-yard line. Clay Center now trailing 24-8. Glavin. Pitch out late to Moon right side, and he's going to be hit in the backfield by Lambert and dropped for a loss. Had one blocker out, but then 2 more defenders, including Lambert with that great speed, met him in the backfield. It's a loss of 3, second down 13. Tigers send Ryan Benfer in on the offensive line. Tanner DeMars comes wide to the left. Gunny Mullen in at fullback now with Moon going to the wingback left. Ferguson stays in at the wingback on the right side. Trevin Shirley tight left. Hand off Mullen, bumped once, and now is going to be wrapped up and pulled backwards. He was hit in the backfield as he received the handoff. That's 2 tackles for losses now for the Smoky Valley Vikings.
Well, sometimes a big, explosive offensive play really ignites your defense, and the Tigers' offense needs to do something to take that out of the equation right now.
3rd down 15, the ball backed up to the Tigers 30. 9:45 to work. We're in the 3rd. Tigers trail 24-8 with the football. Their first possession of the second half. Morgan Siebold is the center in place of Keegan McDonald out with injury. Glavin rolls left. Option play. Going to tuck it and keep it, but he's bumped to the ground as he moves across the 30-yard line to pick up a maybe 2. 4th down and long for the Tigers. They'll be forced to punt on their first possession.
Yeah, the Tigers are looking. I mean, they lost yardage on every play except 3rd down, and they didn't get it back to the original line of scrimmage. So they're faced with a tough situation here, giving the ball back to Smoky Valley, punting on 4th and about 13.
Lane Shrog, the quarterback, is back to receive at his own 35. The bars to punt it. It is a high, wobbly kick, bouncing near the midfield stripe, and now Lane Musselman is there to cover it and down it at the 41-yard line. That's where Smoky Valley will take over. I want to get to one of our plays of the game, the Debenham electrifying play of the game. You know what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're trying to say.
The Debenham electrifying play of the game. I can just see Steve Debenham right now chuckling. The play of the game is Cooper Glavin up top to Trevin Shirley. Put the Tigers on top, 6-0. They got the 2-point conversion. That was electric in this homecoming football.
Absolutely. It was in our first possession. It was 7:39 to go in the first quarter.
Here's a handoff. Lambert underneath, chased by a tackler, now gets to the outside. He may be gone. Nobody's going to catch Tim Lambert, and Smoky Valley is all of a sudden put big-time distance between themselves and the Clay Center Tigers. First play on this series goes for nearly 60 yards.
Well, in their last two plays, stat-wise, is going to be about 100 yards worth of rushing, because the play before that was a long touchdown.
Lambert can not only run north and south, he can dance a little bit, too. He made a heck of a move on the outside.
Yeah, he did. He shrugged the tackler there twice, and then off to the race.
2-point conversion try, and it's going to be Court Elliott walking into the end zone once again, and all of a sudden, Smoky Valley has jumped out to a 32-8 lead. Let me say again, Cooper Glavin, Trevin Shirley, 30-yard touchdown pass, opening quarter. That's our Debenham electrifying play of the game. Stay with us. Tigers get the football back here in the den when we return.
Agmark LLC wants to inform farmers of the 2018 fall harvest policies. Milo will be taken for storage at all locations. Corn and soybeans are being taken for storage at all locations except Concordia, where the beans and corn are cash or contract only. Sunflowers are also being taken for cash or contract only. Price later contracts are available if you don't want to set your price at this time. Call Agmark for more specific grain marketing alternatives at 888-848-9979 or visit agmarkllc.com.
Ricka chicka boom, ricka chicka boom. Wow, you thought I was going to do that old cheer. The Citizens National Bank is here to cheer on the Tiger students in all their academic and sports activities. As a community, let's rally behind the Tigers and show them our support for their hard work and dedication. The Citizens National Bank is always cheering the Tigers on to another victory. Go Tigers. Member FDIC.
A familiar face and a friendly smile. The Citizens National Bank.
Smoky Valley kickoff taken by Tanner DeMars at his 18-yard line. Little shake and bake to the 30, down to the 35-yard line, falls forward to that 35 mark, and the Tigers will have the same field position as last time, starting from their own 35-yard line. Good return by DeMars.
Well, good field position for the Tigers to start out here. And, you know, we had good success on offense through most of the first half. We kind of stalled out here to start out the third quarter. But the best Tiger defense we can make is a good offensive possession. You know, just retain that ball, move the chains, march it down the field.
Meanwhile, Smoky Valley, 2 huge plays, their 2 touchdown scores. Here's Glavin, fakes the pitch, rolls right, fires, has a receiver, Gunny Mullen, to the 41-yard line and driven out of bounds, but a gain of 6 on first down.
You know, we have a lot of different kids that can catch the ball right here. He's got a lot of different receiver options, you know, and I haven't seen really any drops this year. If we can get the ball in somebody's area, they have a good chance of making the ball, and you can put about 7 kids on that list.
Second down 4. As Glavin drops back to pass, rolling left. Short yardage play to Trevin Shirley near the first down marker. Gunner-handed Trevin Shirley hauls it in. 1st and 10 Tigers, and a good route run to the outside, and the pass right on the money from Cooper Glavin to Trevin Shirley.
And, of course, I think it's a perfect spot, by the official that time, but he did give him where he was when he caught the ball right before he started getting driven backwards.
8:15 to work, third quarter. Tigers trailing 32-8, but moving the football. Here's Glavin again to pass. Sits in the pocket, takes punishment as he lets it go for Jake Ferguson on the outside. And he was shielded by Tim Lambert. That is tough to get away from, that defensive back.
Well, you're not going to outrun him. Nobody else in this within a mile of here is going to outrun the kid. But the other side of that equation is Cooper Glavin had to throw that ball about a second before he wanted to as well. Because even though you're not going to outrun him, he doesn't know your route.
I think that was maybe an out and up.
It was.
And he got to about the out. Yeah. He had to throw it before he went up that time. Second down 10. Shirley tight left. The receiver to the right as well is Tanner DeMars. Cooper Glavin. Wow. Going to roll, look at a pass. Downfield looking for Shirley again. The ball up for grabs, and he battles the defender, Schrog, and was able to get his hands to it and make sure the interception wasn't taken away.
That blitz we got right before half, that was coming again, the same guy that time. And that's Hebley, yeah. Hebley. Boy, he was coming, and the Tigers picked it up this time.
By the way, I've mentioned DeMar's wideout, talented sophomore, we know that, but Ethan Straub, the junior, has not been off the bench for quite some time, so obviously he is out for the remainder of the game. We don't know what his injury is. Glavin with Gunny Mullen behind him. And he drops the ball on the snap, and Smoky Valley has picked it up. Another turnover on the Tigers. He never had the snap. It seemed controlled. The ball went to the mat, and then Smoky Valley is right there to cover it up.
Tough break for the Tigers. Tough break. We didn't make the exchange. We have, we don't have the same center we've had all year.
Right.
And, so sometimes we have a Morgan Siebold's great.
Sure.
But just the chemistry and the experience there. And so here we have a situation where Smoky Valley's taken over at the 45.
Schrog will turn left, hand off to Court Elliott. He carries a couple defenders now trying to break free, and he is striding his way inside the Tiger 35-yard line. First down and 10 for the Smoky Valley Vikings.
And we finally have a holding penalty on Smoky Valley, so this one's going to come back.
There have been, I guess we can ask you again, Zach, there have been hardly any penalties on either team.
Yeah, there really hasn't. There's been 3 for Smoky Valley, and we got 1 for Clay Center.
Wow. And 2 of the 3 on Smoky Valley were kickoffs.
Yeah.
Out of bounds.
Yeah.
Strange night as far as that goes.
And 1 was delay of game.
Correct. Yeah, so this is the 4th penalty on the Vikings for the evening.
And this is the first one that's really in action that means something.
Right.
And that hold is a spot foul. It took place right at the original line of scrimmage, so we're looking at a 1st and 20.
Football back to the Smoky Valley 45. Back to pass. Fires out the flat left side. Windholz with the catch. A couple of blockers. Trevin Shirley there trying to rip the ball away as he makes the tackle. Whistle stop, and they'll mark him for a gain of maybe 7 or 8. Smoky Valley sideline, seeing Windholz run down the field, wanting the play to continue, but I could hear the whistle up here over the headset even. So they had played that or whistled that play to a stop. Second down 14. Football now just across the midfield stripe. It's at the Tigers' 48-yard line.
And that's the first time we've seen that out of Smoky Valley. He literally threw that ball lateral, right, straight across the field.
Second and 14. Schrog this time, handoff underneath to Elliott. And he rumbles his way forward again to the Tiger 42-yard line. It'll bring up third down 7.
Court Elliott, senior, 6'3", 215 pounds, and a couple of his 2-point conversions, he never did get tackled.
Well, we probably ought to give a look at that offensive line for this team as well in a minute. Here's another carry by Elliott. Quick handoff takes it to the Tiger 33-yard line. 280, 210, 265, 240 for that front row for the Smoky Valley Vikings.
And they have 3 other guys that are 255 on the roster.
First and 10, Smoky Valley to the Tiger 32. 6:15 to work third quarter. Clay Center trails here 32-8. Taken back Lambert through, and the Tigers do a decent job to wrap him up, although he will gain 6 yards. You know, he hits the pack 3 yards deep, and then the pack just kind of glides forward with like an old scrum in rugby. And it's second down. They called it a gain of 5. Second and 5.
He did a good fake on the first back through, and that took 3 of our Tiger defensive players on the first back through.
Second and 5 from the Tiger 27. Schrog keeps it this time. He's caught in the backfield and buried by Dalton Brumfield. A loss of 1, third down 6. Brumfield blasting through that time. Third down, 6 yards to go. Yeah, the king of homecoming 2018. Aaron Hamill named the homecoming queen earlier this evening. Third down, 5 yards to go. 5:10 to work, third quarter. I formation behind Lane Schraub. He will keep it this time to the left, and he is blasted, but not before he picks up near first down yardage. They will mark him just shy, it appears. Gunny Mullen, Jake Ferguson, Trevin Shirley. It'll be fourth down and 3. Obviously a 4-down situation for the Vikings, all the way inside the Tiger 25. 4.5 to work. We're in the third quarter. Tigers, again, trailing 32-8. Fourth down 3. Elliott, the big fullback, rumbles his way inside the 20. And it's a first and 10 for Smoky Valley.
It's just turning into a situation at this point in the game where their physicality is a little bit hard for us to keep competing with. You know, we're out there competing mentally with it. I mean, these Tigers are not giving up.
Right.
But they aren't as big. You know, they don't have near the size and near the strength.
3 guys on the sideline would be nice to have out there to help with the physicality. Here's Lambert. And it's Tanner DeMars making a great open field tackle. When you see Lambert start to swivel the hips, you got a feeling it's going to be bad news that DeMars made the play.
There's only a couple of guys in this stadium right now that would have made that tackle. Only a few. Right. Tanner DeMars is one of them. What a great open field tackle.
It is a gain of 7, but Lambert could have been gone. 3:40 left to work, third. Schrog under center, 2 backs behind. And it's to Elliott, the fullback, and he's crunched near the line of scrimmage, brought backward by Dalton Brumfield again. And he maybe gets a yard on forward progress. It's third down 2. Smoky Valley came out and had 2 huge plays. Lane Schrog, the quarterback, and Lambert, the running back. And those 2 plays really put a hurt on the Tiger opportunities in this game. There's 16-8, and they come out and get 2 big breakaways. And it just changed the whole concept of this game. Here's Lambert. Now he's got a block, and he may be to the pylon. Touchdown. Smoky Valley takes it in again.
Got a late flag.
Oh, there is a flag back behind the play. It's holding against Smoky Valley, so they'll bring this back. I did not see the flag initially.
He threw it very late, and I think the hold was against Blake Frederick over there. I think Smoky Valley held Blake on that corner, and they strung him way out. You know, he caught up inside of Blake, but there was a holdup.
So instead of 6 more for Smoky Valley, this will be backed up to third down and long. It'll be third 10+. So it's actually a block in the back, they call. Third down 15. Ball moved outside of the Tiger 25.
Now the white hat is the one that threw the flag, and he made the preliminary signal. He can't be changing on me here. Either way, it's the same penalty.
And a big penalty is it takes points off the board and moves Smoky Valley backwards. 2:55 remains, third quarter. 32-8, Tigers trailing Smoky Valley with 3rd down 15 at Clay Center's 25-yard line. Shotgun formation, Schrog back to pass. Sits in the pocket, now steps up, fires toward the end zone, and overthrows his intended receiver, Lambert. 2 defenders, Tanner DeMars, Jake Ferguson in the area.
You know, we've talked about Lambert's speed quite a bit, and it just doesn't do it justice on the radio, but I thought that ball was going to be overthrown by 10 yards, and all of a sudden Lambert made it close just because of his foot speed.
Well, you can be a state-class sprinter and get on the football field and not look that fast.
Exactly.
He looks like he's running down the 200-meter at the Cessna Stadium in pads. It's 4th and 15. Again, shotgun formation for Schrog. Just a few times they've been in his formation. He'll roll right, wanting to pass it. Now in trouble in the backfield, and Brumfield brings him down again. He'll sack him for a big-time loss, and the Tigers will take the football over. Dalton Brumfield, another big stick on this defensive series.
Let's give it.
Hunley's Garage, big hitter of the game. It is a sack by Dalton Brumfield. He had another one before this, a tackle for a loss in this quarter, but that one big time on 4th and long. Brumfield brings it. Your Hunley's Garage, big hitter of the game.
Fought off a block.
1st down 10, Tigers back with the football, and they've drawn the Vikings offsides. Called first by Trevin Shirley and then by the sideline official, by the way. Dylan Moon went in motion, and Trevin Shirley looks at the official and just points at the official through his flag.
Well, okay, it's not the first time Trevin has tried to help the officials, but it might be the first time that they agreed.
It paid off, yeah. First down, it was pretty obvious by the defense coming across the line. 1st and 5. Glavin under center. And off underneath. The ball is loose again. This time a fumble on the exchange, and Smoky Valley has another takeaway. Is that our 3rd turnover? Is that right?
That's our 3rd loss.
Wow.
And that's 2 series in a row within about 7 yards of the same spot on the field.
Right.
Last time they took it over at about 45. Here they are at the 38.
And that was not on the snap. That was on the exchange of quarterback to running back.
Yep.
1st down 10. Football is at the Tiger 38. 2.5 to work. We're in the 3rd quarter. Schrog. Hand off Lambert. And he's nearly tackled by Dylan Moon. And then he slowed him down enough for the Tigers to get in there and make the stop.
These guys are good. Smoky Valley, they're very fast. They're very physical. But we are doing such a better job of tackling this week and last week. You know, and we talk about those early games, and we were just missing tackles. In the Abilene game, in the Marysville game, and those different games, if we tackled then like we're tackling now,
it'd be different games. Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll correct myself. I think that was Dalton Brumfield again who had the hit. Here's Schlog off the fake, going after the right side, tackled by Jake Ferguson. He does take it to the Tiger 25-yard line, a 1st and 10 move, under 2 minutes left in this 3rd period. Well, Ferguson the tackle.
Yeah, that's a tackle the safety must make, and Jake Ferguson did a great job of coming in hard on that slanted angle from the safety position, making a great sure-handed tackle.
And if you're thinking Jake Ferguson's not our safety, well, he's outside linebacker, safety. I think he's played cornerback.
Yeah.
They just kind of move him wherever they need him.
He hasn't been on the line yet.
No, not yet. And, big-time hit underneath. And that is Dalton Brumfield again. Port Elliott, who's been a menace to the Tigers, and Brumfield went low and absolutely wrapped the thigh pass up and drove him to the ground.
That's one of those, if we didn't have a candidate for big hitter of the game, we'd write him down. We had written him down earlier in the game, and then we gave it to him on that big sack on 4th down. Dalton Brumfield's playing a great game on defense. And he's on a line with some really, really talented offensive linemen he's facing.
2nd down 11. It was a loss of a yard. We're down to 55 seconds left, and I think Smoky Valley's going to take a timeout, and they will. 50 seconds remains, 3rd quarter, 32-8. Smoky Valley leads it. We're back in just a moment.
The radiology department at Clay County Medical Center offers state-of-the-art imaging services. Whether you need an MRI, CT, ultrasound, mammography, or an X-ray, our digital imaging capabilities will exceed your expectations. Our CT is equipped with low-dose software, which reduces radiation by 30 to 50%. Our highly trained staff focuses on providing the most positive patient experience possible. Call 632-2144 to schedule your next appointment. Clay County Medical Center. Our family caring for yours.
It's the start of another school year, which means taking stock of your kids' growth. Do they need bigger clothes, bigger backpacks, bigger internet speeds? Help equip them for success with the speed they need. Switch to Twin Valley Pulse today to keep up with your growing family and increased need for speed. Call 800-515-3311 now to get your first 2 months free. Service availability and speed will depend on location. Some restrictions apply. Call for details.
50 seconds remains third quarter. Smoky Valley was down play clock, so they let the play clock wind down to zeros, took a little more time off the game clock, and then called timeout. And now we're about ready to get back to action. Second down 11. Smoky Valley has been able to take the football over twice on fumbles. The last time the Tigers got the sack from Dalton Brumfield that ended the series on 4th and long. He just had a tackle for a loss a moment ago at 2nd and 11. Schrog under center. Elliott underneath, and he will fall forward to about the 20-yard line, still fighting for extra yards, and finally is planted to the ground by Gunny Mullen and Tillman Hartner.
I tell you what, you get into that pushing game, they've got some bigger guys pushing from this side.
Right.
First of all, they have a huge back, 6'3", 210, 215, and we've had a hard time tackling him. And then when we finally get him stopped, and they've got 3 230-pounders pushing on the backside of it.
It brings up third down, 4 yards to go, just inside the 20. Schrog, last play of the quarter to Lambert, and he's breaking free again, and he's gone. 20-yard run for Lambert on third down and 4, and I did not see anybody get a hand on Tim Lambert that time.
I'm not sure he was touched. I really don't think he was, and he was able to take that just on the inside hip of the left tackle and run straight. He didn't have to cut. He didn't have to head around the corner and up the sideline. He just headed straight for the goalpost.
So the 2-point conversion try now for the Vikings, who lead at 38-8. Back to pass. Fires to the back of the end zone. Windholz will bring it down. A defender right on his hip. And Windholz still makes the catch. 40-8. Tigers trail. 1.8 seconds left. Third quarter. The kickoff coming up right after this.
The cornerstone of profitable crop production is a sound soil fertility program, and it starts with Nutrien Ag Solutions. They recommend Micro Essentials that delivers the optimum performance you need for maximum results in your field. Titan XC is another key ingredient for quick release and uptake of vital plant nutrients. Plus, it's compatible with a variety of dry fertilizer blends, including Micro Essentials SZ. Financing is available for these products. For a greater return on your investment, visit with the ag professionals at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Along with our studio engineer, Bernie Fanceller, Rocky Downing with Zach Elzinga and Chet Carlson on a football Friday night. I think we could go to our Catalyst Design and Graphics catch of the game.
Yep.
Tanner DeMars in the first half. We had 230-plus pass plays for the Tigers, and Cooper Glavin went up top. DeMars hauled it in, had a defender, Schrog, all over him, and he was able to keep his concentration and haul it in.
What he had to do was make sure he caught that ball, and his concentration was perfect. And there was no way he was going to be able to keep his feet, but he was able to stay in bounds and catch the ball. Another 30-yard pass after we'd already had one earlier.
Here's the kickoff downfield to DeMars. Takes it at his own 17-yard line. Starts to the middle, now to the left side. Got great speed, trying to turn it outside. Here's the 30 and driven out of bounds by Smoky Valley. Andrew Peters makes the tackle for the Vikings on the return. So again, your Catalyst Design and Graphics catch of the game, Tanner DeMars. We're headed to the fourth quarter. Tigers trail 40-8 when we come back.
Whoa!
extraordinary. He could go all the way. You know what season is, boss man?
Football season?
Yep, my Huskers and your Wildcats are taking the field.
And don't forget about our Clay Center Tigers. They're back in action.
That's right. They've been busting their tails.
Union State Bank supports all athletes and students busting their tails in this new season.
Go get 'em Tigers from Union State Bank. Member FDIC.
Start here at Clark County Community College and invest in your future. When you choose Cloud for your first 2 years of college, you're choosing savings. 2 years of tuition costs at Cloud are nearly $10,000 less than 2 years at a Kansas Public University. Not only can we save you money, but we can offer you scholarships and financial aid to help finance your education. Let us help you explore your options and make your academic goals affordable. For more information, call Cloud's admissions office at 1-800-729-5101 or check us out at cloud.edu.
Just starting the fourth quarter, Tigers trailing here 40-8. Cooper Glavin goes in under center. In motion, Ferguson. Handoff underneath. Gunny Mullen breaks a tackle, breaks another, and he's got first down yardage and a little bit more after the 40-yard line goes to Mullen. First down and 10. Mullen got free on the left side, broke 2 tackles on his way to first and 10.
Well, the last 2 weeks we've had the most yards rushing from our fullbacks, but we've got a little bit different defensive line we're facing today, and we haven't had a lot of success. When we can get that from the fullback, it helps other things. Good run by Gunny Mullen.
Tanner DeMars wide right, Shirley to the left. Glavin rolling left. He's going to keep it. Now bumps into one defender, bumps off a second, and falls to the ground right at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a gain of yards. Second down, 9 to go. They called a gain of 1. Tigers led 8-0 on a Glavin to Trevin Shirley touchdown pass of 30 yards. Jake Ferguson, the 2-point conversion. Scoreless since that time. Although trailing 16-8 late second quarter, they were driving inside the 25 and turned it over.
You know, what is on the scoreboard doesn't feel like what I've watched.
Right. Then some big plays by Smoky Valley here in the second half. Here's Glavin trying to get to the outside now by one tackler near the midfield stripe. Good gain on second and long. It'll make it third down. Still a couple to go.
Yeah, third and short. A good position here. Third and about 2. A short 2.
Glavin favoring his left leg as he comes back toward the line of scrimmage. DeMars wide right, tight to the short side of the field. Left is Trevin Shirley. Dylan Moon, Jake Ferguson, your wingbacks. Gunny Mullen, the fullback. Third down, 2 to go. Play clock is at 11 as Glavin goes under center. And he will hand it off late to Mullen, and nothing there. And fourth down, maybe a loss of a yard. Fourth down and 3, it looks like.
I think the Tigers will probably go for it here on fourth down.
I would agree. 40-8, you're just trying to keep your offense moving and on the field. And they will line up to go for it on what appears to be still fourth down 2, so he must have gotten to the line of scrimmage.
And the last 2 possessions for Smoky Valley were very close to midfield. That's where we're at.
They will turn left. Glavin pitches late. Ferguson sideline tries to squeeze the yardage marker for the first down. It appears he's gotten across the midfield stripe or right to the midfield stripe. That's enough for first and 10. Good pitch by Glavin to the left side. Ferguson gets to the sideline left and out of bounds. And they are moving the chains.
The official, the side official over there was getting a lot of help on the spot from the Smoky Valley head coach. And so I'm thinking, let's not.
9:38 remains in the ball game. Tigers trail 40-8. They have the football at the 50-yard line. Pitch out right for Ferguson, trying to get to the sideline. Gets a couple, 3, takes 2 guys out of bounds with him. He will gain 4. It brings up second down, and we'll call it 2nd and 7, a gain of 3.
Those runs, Jake Ferguson has had several of those tonight. That's a lot of hard work for 3 or 4 yards. He's been running for 50 yards by the time he gets over to this side.
Right. And contact comes, and he still moves the contact downfield.
A little bit, yeah.
Second down 7. 9:31 remains, fourth quarter. Tight formation for the Tigers. Glavin pitches to Moon. Ball past him on the ground. Moon appears to have come back up with it. They'll keep the football, but now third down and 10. They look 3 on. They gave it to Smoky Valley.
Yes.
I thought Dylan Moon had wrapped it up, evidently didn't see the finish to the play, and so the football turned over now to the Vikings. That is the 4th turnover. We were talking about the stat of the game, the Midwest product stat of the game. It's got to be. It's got to be the stat. It's not one we like to talk about, but 4 lost fumbles now for the Tigers tonight.
And that was Ebla.
He did it again, yeah. Here's Schrog, right side handoff, and Ebla now will take the carry himself after getting the fumble recovery tackled by Brumfield. So the Midwest product stat of the game, unfortunately, 4 lost fumbles by the Tigers tonight. 5-yard gain, 2nd down 5.
Ebla from Smoky Valley I just call him a football player.
Yeah.
You know, he's just, he's an old school type football player. 6 foot, a little over 200 pounds, and he loves contact. They call him a tight end. He's there at the up bat and back in the wishbone.
Here's a handoff underneath this time to Court Elliott, racking up more yards for the Vikings. And it will be a 1st and 10 for Smoky Valley. Under 9 to work. Smoky Valley up big here, 40-8 against the Tigers.
Well, it's turning into a tough game for the Tigers, and we knew. I mean, we were facing a 4-0 team that had amazing statistics,
right.
You know, and not all from one player, not all from 2 players.
Here's a handoff to Elliott again, and he may be gone. He's to the 10, the 5, angles left, tackled at the goal line by DeMars, but he falls into the end zone. And Court Elliott having a career night this evening, and DeMars a little shaken as he tries to get up after making that tackle right near the goal line.
And Smoky Valley has a player down up here as well.
A lineman back near the line of scrimmage.
I think he got his wind knocked out of him.
He is up and able to go. DeMars will come off the field holding his left arm. 8:23 left, 46-8 now. Smoky Valley leads it.
The lineman that just walked off the field that I think had the wind knocked out of him, 6'2", 280.
They're big on both sides of the football.
That's D1 size.
8:23 remains here in the ball game, 46-8, and now we've got a timeout on the field. For the 2-point conversion try, they take a timeout. We'll break as well, 30 seconds, and we're back to the Den.
Having a good quality coat of paint on your stock trailer, hay trailer, or semi-grain trailer will extend its lifespan and value. Let B&D Sandblasting use their expertise and specialized equipment along with high-quality primer and paint to revive and renew your trailers. B&D Sandblasting can take your old trailer and make it look like new and maintain its function and value. Give Brian Moon a call at B&D Sandblasting in Clay Center, 632-0696.
Tigers trail 46-8. Smoky Valley with that lead. 8:23 remains here in this 4th quarter. Coming up this weekend, a Wildcat Saturday tomorrow for the K-State Wildcats hosting the Texas Longhorns. It will be a 12:30 pregame and a kickoff at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. Smoky Valley lining up for the point after try, likely why they took the timeout to get the personnel on field. They've gone for 2 every other time. Kicker is Johan Rockholz. Snap is there. The hold is down. The kick is on its way long enough, but wide to the right. 8:23 left here in the 4th. Stay with us. Tiger football will continue after this.
Hey Clay Center Tigers fans, join us at famous Otto Unruh Stadium on Friday nights this season as we cheer on the Tigers and help them build on last season's success. I'm Brett Hupka, and on behalf of the staff at GN Bank, we're proud to stand with the Clay Center Tigers, their coaches, and their families. Our team at GN Bank supports the Tiger team on the field and in the classroom. Best wishes for an outstanding season and school year from your friends at GN Bank, the best place to bank and borrow, member FDIC.
Once again, back on homecoming football Friday night from the Den. Rocky Downing and Chet Carlson, Z-Dog Zach Elzinga, and our studio engineers Bernie Fancilla is talking about the weekend. Wildcat Saturday tomorrow, 12:30 pregame, 2:30 kickoff. Texas at the Bill, and then no Chiefs football Sunday. Because they're playing Monday Night Football.
Yes, sir.
At Mile High against the Broncos.
Imagine that.
Should be a great matchup. Always is between those two. So that'll kick off at 7:15 Monday night. Pregame is at 6.
You know, it always is a good matchup for those two teams. Monday night's perfect. It doesn't matter who the players are. It doesn't matter who the Jimmies and Joes are, but we have different Jimmies and Joes.
We get some pretty fantastic Jimmies and Joes, to be honest. Patrick's and Tyreek's and so on and so forth. Here's Blake Frederick, the return to the right sideline, and then keeps his feet. Now they say he stepped out of bounds. He took on a tackler, bounced off of him, but he had stepped out of bounds on the sideline. Clay Center will take over the football. 8:17 to work in the fourth. Led 8-0, down 16-8 at halftime, and then two huge bang-bang plays by Lane Schrog, the quarterback, and Tim Lambert, the running back by Smoky Valley, just kind of separated this game.
Really did, and those players are obviously separated from most of the rest of the players, you know, in the state. I mean, they are exceptional.
Cooper Glavin under center. He will pitch right, adds it to Dylan Moon, takes on a couple of tacklers, and will be driven out of bounds. Clock continues to tick at 8:10 here in the fourth. Clay Center trailing 46-8.
But it was a 16-8 game at half, and you know, the stat of the game that you gave away a while ago was, unfortunately, the turnovers by the Tigers, all fumbles.
Right.
You know, and when you give them the ball 4 times in the second half,
it's hard.
That's the 46-8.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just hard when that happens. 7:45 here in the fourth. Here's Glavin. Left side handoff, Gunny Mullen. Trying to bounce off a tackle, but an entire ship full of Vikings there to stack that one up and not allow anything to happen. It'll be 3rd down and long. We'll go back to the second quarter, our Five Creek Automotive spotlight play of the game. At the time, we thought it could be a difference maker to the finish of the game. Unfortunately, that's not how it panned out. But Tigers made a huge 4th and 4 stop back in the second.
But it was a difference maker in how we went into half and how we came out of half.
Great point.
There was 11:02 to go in the second, so we were barely into the second quarter. A great stop by the Tigers. 4th and 4, we made the stop.
Here's Glavin back to pass. Fires left sideline. It is going to be tipped, and then pulled in by Trevin Shirley. That ball was tipped twice, left up in the air, and Shirley reached out and stuck it away. And he's got 1st and 10 yardage out to the 47-yard line. What a play by sure-handed Shirley.
Oh, it was beautiful, and he stayed with the play, and that's why he made that. The ball was a little bit underthrown because Shirley had his receiver beat by a little bit, so the defender was underneath. He had the play on the ball. Lots of times the offensive player then turns into defense and makes a tackle or something. Shirley stayed on the ball and pulled it in.
Pitch right, Dylan Moon has a blocker out in front trying to get the sideline. He's down near the 45-yard line and slides out of bounds with the defender. He'll pick up 5 on the play. Change my mind. Five Creek Automotive spotlight play of the game. The tip pass just brought in by Trevor Shirley.
I agree completely.
Great play.
You have the right to do that.
2nd down 3. It was a gain of 7, actually, by the time.
It wasn't on the first tip. It wasn't on the second.
No.
He pulled it in on the 3rd.
2nd down 3 to go for the Tigers. Here's Glavin rolling right. He's going to keep it and falls forward near the 1st down.
Give him the spot. Give him the
spot. They backed up, didn't they?
I think he's going to be... Oh, it's going to be close. I think he's...
No, they're not even calling it close.
No, he's going to be a half a yard short.
So 3rd down for the Tigers. Clay Center going quick here. 6 minutes to work, 4th quarter. And Glavin will just keep it himself on a quarterback keep behind Morgan Stiebold at center.
Yeah.
And it's 1st and 10.
Good job, Morgan Stiebold. Good job, Morgan Stiebold. I mean, that was a good job offensive line. Both guards there. There was no doubt on that quarterback sneak. 1st down.
1st and 10. Football is now at the Smoky Valley 42. Tight formation. Glavin optioning left. Now pitches late to Jake Ferguson. He'll cut against the field. Gets it down to the 35-yard line. Good pickup on 1st down. A gain of nearly 7. And it'll be 2nd down and 3 or 4 to go.
And when you're the pitchback out there and you get the ball that late, there's no blockers left. It's all up to you. There was pretty good coverage by Smoky Valley. Jake Ferguson bought himself about 5 yards with that little cut, and he took it back inside.
Here's Gunny Mullen, inside run, first down yardage, takes it to the 31-yard line, and it's 1st and 10 Tigers.
Tigers moving the chains a couple times here. Got a little something going on.
5:15 to work in the fourth quarter. Tigers will travel to Halstead. They'll face the Dragons next weekend. That is another team that is getting some rankings in the state of Kansas.
Oh, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. I don't even know where Halstead is anymore, but we'll find out by Friday because we'll be there. But so we go from the Vikings to the Dragons.
Whole new slew of opponents this year. Here's Ferguson right side to the 25-20. Out of bounds, and near the first down again goes the daredevil, Jake Ferguson. And it will be 1st and 10. He gets a 10-yard carry and takes it just to the 18-yard line and mark him out of bounds. Clock stops as they move the chains. 4:54 to work here in the fourth.
Once again, Ferguson was coming from the far wing, running all the way across the field to the near side, cut it up, got the first down.
Frederick wide to the left side. Glavin, play action, rolls right. No, he keeps it himself. Little shake and bake down to near the 10-yard line. And on first down, picks up 8 or 9.
That was a great play by Cooper Glavin there. He faked that. He should have been tackled about 7 yards sooner than he got forced out of bounds.
2nd down and 2 after an 8-yard pickup by Cooper. Shirley left. 2 wingbacks with Mullen behind Glavin. They keep it again and has the first down nearing the 5-yard line with 4:41 remaining. Again, the clock stops as they move the chain. First down and goal at the Smoky Valley 7-yard line. 46-8, Tigers trailing but knocking on the door. Shirley and Frederick both off to the left side this time. Shirley in that slot. Pitch out left for Jake Ferguson. Has one blocker, but has to cut against the grain, and now runs into 3 or 4 Smoky Valley Vikings. Just didn't stay engaged on the block to get him freed up to the outside. He tried to cut it inside. That's where all the defense was sitting and waiting at.
Yeah, he ran out of blockers. He ran out of field. He ran out of everything. And so it was a tough run for Jake. Now they're on the far hatch.
2nd down and goal. Football backed up outside the 10-yard line. So they need the goal line for the touchdown on 2nd and goal. Glavin to pass, looking right side. Now looks back at the end zone, has a receiver. Jake Ferguson, the ball is caught. Touchdown, Tigers. Touchdown, place-hitter Tigers. What a catch by Jake Ferguson, skidding in there to scoop it up before it hits turf.
And he did a great job of catching that ball. Cooper Glavin did a good job of getting the ball to him. He saw Jake Ferguson open back there. The defender on Jake Ferguson stopped, and he started pulling up. So Jake had a little separation on him. Cooper was able to get it over the defender's head and into the arms of Jake Ferguson.
11-yard touchdown pass, Glavin to Ferguson. Here is Glavin off the play fake to Mullen, trying to keep and go, and is unable to get to the goal line. Tigers, though, back on the board. 3:43 remains here in the fourth. They trail 46-14. Big pass play, though. Cooper Glavin to Jake Ferguson in the back of the end zone.
Hey, folks. Bill Rice from the Green Team. Bad news. Winter is right around the corner. Good news, we've got a great selection of Jeep four-wheel drive. Even better news, they've got some gigantic rebates on them. How about $3,500 off a Jeep Cherokee, or you can lease a Trailhawk for as low as $290 a month with only $290 down. Or how about a Jeep Renegade loaded with $5,000 in rebates, or you can take 0% financing for up to $72. So come on and see us at the Green Team, 802 West Crawford, or check us out online at greenteamcars.com.
Hey football fans, this is State Farm Agent Dave Borgerding thanking you for your support of my local business. Because of your support of my State Farm Agency, we're able to give back in the form of sponsorship, the State Farm Fishing Derby, the State Farm Community Appreciation Day at the Clay Center Pool, and the USD 379 Staff School Year Kickoff. We appreciate your business. Visit claycenterinsurance.com for a quote or find us on Facebook. That's claycenterinsurance.com. Go Tigers.
Do have an updated score. It is Riley County now up 46-0. They've gone to a running clock, so they're about to go to 4-1 on the season. Riley County Falcons in district play tonight. Here, the Clay Center Tigers down 46-14, but Cooper Glavin with his second touchdown pass of the night. And Zach went over triple digits, right? Passing the football.
Yep, over 100 yards for Cooper Glavin.
So Glavin with the 100-plus and the 2 TDs, as mentioned. Jake Ferguson, a great catch on that last one at the back of the end zone. Here's the kickoff by Trevin Shirley. Picked up, and to a knee will go Lambert. And that's where Smoky Valley will take over the football at their own 24-yard line with 3:38 remaining. Manhattan leading Emporia 35-14. That's the second half. Manhattan State ranked in 6A this year once again.
Yeah.
Have not had another score on the Abilene ball game against Pittsburgh Colgan. Isn't that a strange sound?
I did not know they were playing them this year.
It's at Towanda Circle. They're playing in I think it's a neutral field, I think, to help both teams with travel. And Cordy's out in Colby. Have not heard a score there either. Don't miss those road trips. Here's a handoff underneath Smoky Valley. Tackle made downfield for the Tigers. Lane Musselman with the tackle.
So they don't have neither team has a 4-hour trip. Both teams have a 2-hour trip.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much right. Smoky Valley with the football. Tigers defensively.
A wholesale change on the line here.
Yeah, we made Braden Dorman in there for the Tigers on defense. Try to get you some of the numbers that have jumped in. Isaac Wilson at a defensive end right now. Lane Musselman at safety. Liam Nelson at outside or cornerback. Now we got a timeout. Maybe both teams trying to sort out the personnel they want on the field right now. 2:50 remains. It's a 46-14 ball game. Tigers trailing. Smoky Valley will have second and short when we return.
Many seed companies claim to offer the latest genetics, but how many have tested those genetics in soils just like yours? The Oldie Seed Know to Grow research program has fully tested the latest seed genetics in soils that are right in your neighborhood. The Oldie Seed Know to Grow program can recommend the best performing hybrids from technologies like Enlist, Extend, and Liberty Link that will optimize the yield and profit of every acre on your farm. Contact Oldie Seed today.
Tigers trailing 46-14, 2:50 left to go here in the ball game. Ethan Alquist, one of the Tigers up on that front row we were talking about. Braden Dorman and Brecken Cant. Front line, second down short for Smoky Valley. They've gone with the backup quarterback and running back. Handoff through the middle. That's going to be a first down carry for the Vikings. Jacob Ludwig in on the tackle for the Clay Center Tigers, also on the play with Ethan Alquist. So 1st and 10, Smoky Valley, down to 2:45 left to go in this game. Smoky Valley will go to 5-0. The Tigers will drop to 0-5 and head to Halstead, as mentioned, next weekend. First down 10 for Smoky Valley at their own 43. And off right side. The Tigers had it read nicely, just trying to get the guy to the ground. They had 4 or 5 different Tigers in on the tackle that time. Caden Kramer coming up off the pile. Alquist is mentioned. Cant in on the play. Second down 7, a 3-yard gain. Maybe the first contact coming from Braden Dorman, the groundskeeper.
I think so. I think so. I like Braden.
How can you not? Second down, 7 to go. 1:43 to work. There's Smoky Valley with the football, and the clock down to 1:35. And we have a flag down. Delay of game, I believe, against the Vikings. Jake Lucas, their quarterback, sophomore, just didn't get the playoff in time. $1:35 to go. 46-14. Tigers trailing. Smoky Valley back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 12 after the 5-yard yardage on the delay of game. Counter play from left to right. Sincere Sanders on the tackle for the Tigers, but a good gain by Smoky Valley. And that'll be a 3rd down play coming up, a gain of nearly 8. 3rd down, we'll call it 4 to go.
Sincere Sanders mainly gets in the game on returns, for the Tigers in the main part of the game. He's a fun kid to watch. He's only a sophomore.
Very athletic and a go-getter. I mean, I've heard that from the coaches, too, throughout the week. Stays after it. 3rd down, 5 to go for Smoky Valley. Hand off right side. And Dylan Moon coming in to help clean things up. J.W. Jackson on the play as well.
I think J.W. got the initial contact low.
4th down at about 2 with 36 to work.
I want to talk about J.W. for a minute. You and I both know him and love him, but to start and play the entire game as one of the interior linebackers as a freshman on Friday night, it's
a tall order, isn't it?
That's a tall order.
Yeah, it is. 4th down and short, Smoky Valley down to 18 seconds. They will snap it with the play clock down to 5. And it's a handoff underneath. That's good yardage downfield. Tackle eventually made by Lane Musselman, another freshman that's played well on Friday night.
Oh, man, he's played good the last 3 weeks.
That will likely be the last snap of the football. The play clock will allow the game clock to expire. 46-14 is your final here in Clay Center. Stay with us. Your postgame on the way in just a moment.
Help enhance your everyday experience with a selection of diabetic shoes at Patterson Health Mart and Radio Shack. They offer a wide variety of diabetic shoes to decrease irritation and provide maximum durability. See the display of work shoes, dress shoes, slippers, and athletic shoes, along with molded inserts. Their shoe fabrics offer even the most sensitive of feet maximum comfort while maintaining a stylish and sleek design. And these shoes can be covered by Medicare for diabetics. Visit Patterson Health Mart Pharmacy in Clay Center.
Robbins Motor Company of Manhattan is a proud supporter of Tiger football. It's time for their Ram Power Days. Get to Robbins Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat. Come test drive the all-new 2019 Ram truck, the longest-lasting truck in America, now priced to move with Ram Power Days discounts and 0% for 72 months. Now is the time to buy. See their complete inventory online at robbinsmotors.com or come visit them on West Anderson in Manhattan. Good luck, Tigers.
With nearly 100 years of proven innovation in specialty chemicals and ingredients, Wilbur Ellis offers custom products and solutions to help you thrive. They work continually to be an indispensable partner in every facet of your agribusiness, from developing a customized program for your specific soil type to supplying the right seed and crop protection products. Wilbur Ellis has you covered. It's time to plan your fall fertilizing program, so contact the agronomy professionals at Wilbur Ellis.
Farming and ranching isn't just your livelihood, it's your life. No one understands that better than Farm Bureau Financial Services. As the #1 farm insurer in Kansas, we offer comprehensive coverage that protects your farm and ranch, machinery, livestock, and so much more. We make it simple to get customized coverage in one policy with one premium and one deductible when you need it most. Contact Farm Bureau agents Justin Padman and Michael Hodges in Clay Center to learn more about smarter insurance for agriculture. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company.
Bring you back to the Tigers Den here in Clay Center on a homecoming football Friday night. The Clay Center Tigers a 46-14 loss to Smoky Valley. Some fun stuff with the Tigers tonight. Got the lead 8-0 early on the Cooper Glavin to Trevin Shirley 30-yard touchdown pass. And defense stood up 16-8 at halftime, and then just two really big plays changed the whole feel of this game early third quarter, and the Tigers saw Smoky Valley pull away.
Well, that's exactly right. And those two plays you're talking about was, I don't know, but it was a more than 40-yard run, the first one, about a 60-yard run, the second one. They're back-to-back plays in consecutive possessions. And it was a situation where very little time off the clock, a lot of yards in the stats, right, and a lot of points on the board. And, you know, all those turnovers, we kept putting the ball on the floor, and I don't think we recovered any of our, I think it was
4 for 4. Yeah,
all of our fumbles were fumbles lost, so that was very pivotal, and that turned it.
Yeah. Stat-wise, Z, obviously the big plays added the numbers for Smoky Valley.
Yeah, they had a big night on the ground. They had 423 yards rushing.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of those were chunk plays. They had 36-yard touchdown, 46, 59, 39, 20. They're just all big chunk plays. But for Clay Center's split pretty even, 106 yards rushing, 106 yards passing. Cooper Glavin had a good night, 6 of 11 passing for 106 yards and 2 touchdowns.
And Jake Ferguson had the last touchdown catch. Great sliding catch he made in the back of the end zone. He also scored the 2-point conversion in the first half, and as mentioned, Trevin Shirley with the touchdown catch early in the ball game in that first quarter. Tigers will continue next week on the road against Halstead. Again, very good football team in Smoky Valley. They went up against. Yeah. They met them eye to eye and toe to toe through the first half. It got away from them in the second half, but we continue to see what I think is fun stuff to watch on the field.
Absolutely, and I talk about this, and you and I talk about this at commercials. And I mean we see so many good things, and we see them as they're winless this year. We see them come into each game, and they're playing tougher opponents each week. They don't have any wins. They're playing state-ranked opponents, don't have any losses, and they're not intimidated, and they match up with them, and they play not the whole game, obviously, competitively with them, but they play half the game competitively with them, and then they kind of shoot themselves in the foot here, or something big happens, the other team just makes a play. But, yeah, a lot of good stuff.
Again, great group of King and Queen candidates. It was fun at the pep rally to see all the students, the community getting together and being a part of that, and the Tiger dedication earlier today as well to Clay Center High School. The Queen candidates, Haley Franson, Aaron Hamill, Addie Mullen, Janae Shivers. The King candidates this year, Keegan Brownell, Dalton Brumfield, Nate Fox, and Dylan Swihart, and it would be Dalton Brumfield and Aaron Hamill named the King and Queen of the fall homecoming night earlier before the ball games took place. For our studio engineer, Bernie Fancella, Chet Carlson, Zach Elzinga, this is Rocky Downing telling you to enjoy the rest of your Football Friday.